Welcome to the David Ross Sports Village here in Nottingham for this American football encounter between the Nottingham Caesars and the Birmingham Bulls. We're here to kick off the British American football adult season, and it's great to have you with us wherever you're joining us from, whether you're joining us from Birmingham or from Nottingham. My name is Karl, Walkinshaw, and I'll be your play-by-play commentator today. And I am joined by the mighty Simon Stockwell. Hi, Simon.
Good afternoon, Karl. How are you doing?
Very good. Great to see you with us. And we've got our ever-present producer here as well, Sean Endicott, who will also be leading the Under-19 Caesars in the 3 p.m. game this afternoon against Sandwell. So we're looking forward to this one. Nottingham Caesars, Simon. Well, look at that graphic. Isn't that marvellous? That's me in the middle there, and you can see Simon and Sean there. We're all sat here in suits. Obviously, we wear them all the time. So we're looking forward to this game because this season, obviously, the Nottingham Caesars went undefeated through the regular season, and then they just fell at that final hurdle before they got to the final to the Vikings. But we're expecting another great season from Nottingham Caesars, and a lot of people are tipping them to win the Div 1. So, I mean, what's your views coming into this season, Simon?
Well, the Caesars have done a really good job of recruitment over the summer as well. We talked about that last season, how they managed to bring in a lot of players. You know, Will Hobbs was one of the big names that they brought in. They've continued to bring in names over this season and keep recruitment as well. So players like Will Hobbs, Henry Scallon, Mickey Fisher are all still with the team, but they're still looking to bring in new players. I think the Caesars have got a really good shot at the Division 1 this year. Obviously, you've got to get yourself out of your conference first and then get yourself into the playoffs, where unfortunately they fell short last year.
Coming out for the kickoff for the Birmingham Bulls, had a good season last season, came up from Div 2 into that Div 1 and were competitive in the two games that they played against Nottingham. Nottingham obviously coming out with those two results, but Birmingham have also been recruiting in the off-season. We'll have to see what they bring today. We know that Nottingham, when I went down onto the field, they're absolutely stacked. I mean, there's players from the three different universities, there's players that they've recruited from different teams around the Midlands and around the North. And so it's going to be an exciting prospect to see how they come out. Liam McGovern's going to be their starting quarterback as he was last season, and you know, he had a great season with NTU, my own university, going all the way to the final, just falling short to Exeter. So, you know, he's a great leader out there on the field, and we expect good things from him this season.
Yeah, definitely. Liam's a great quarterback, smart quarterback as well, makes good decisions with the football and doesn't put his team in danger, which is always good to see. Particularly when you're playing, you know, Division 1 football, you don't want to be throwing 4 turnovers a game and then putting your defence in a tricky situation. You take care of the ball off. Usually the offence can go down, score some points, and the defence can take care of it.
So we thank our sponsors as well, the Pizza Box, Virtue Investigation, Shooters, Sports and Shorts, and the Bierkeller. Also, Nottingham Caesars has been doing a good job picking up some additional sponsorship this season. So they look professional, they look good out on the field. And when I went down, they are a professional outfit, lots of coaches on the sideline. And you'll see from the stream just the amount of players that they have down there. The NFC1 Midlands, this is the division that we're in here, consists of the Birmingham Bulls, obviously, and the Nottingham Caesars, but also the Leicester Panthers that come down from the Premiership, Northants Knights, and the Shropshire Revolution, who come up from Div 2. So there's a lot of new teams in this division, but there's also that core of the teams that staying the same.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always interesting when you get a big shuffle in the division as well, with teams moving in and out. You're used to playing these teams, and generally you'll get one change a year, maybe you get two. But here it's going to be a case of seeing almost every week a new team. What can you do each time?
Let's have a look at those offensive starters. We know that Nottingham Caesars are going to be returning the ball first, so we can see that this is the starting offence for the Nottingham Caesars. Simpson, Washburn, Grieve, Ashmore and Jones on the line. Harrison, the NTU wide receiver, who's a big target, one to watch. Bernard, who also started his football with NTU on the other side. And you've got Gabriel Ojo and Meek Orr. Etienne in the backfield as the starting running back, and as we said, Liam McGovern. So they're really a stacked offense as well, and a big offensive line.
Yeah, very big offensive line. I'm expecting to see the Caesars run the ball early. Coach Lawless, as the offensive coordinator, you've often seen him try and establish the ground game to start the game off before moving to the air with McGovern. So I'd expect to see some. To be fair, I'm not actually sure what to expect to see from Grant. Oftentimes you're expecting some inside-outside zone, and then he's suddenly throwing a reverse pass.
Let us have your comments on the YouTube stream. We're so glad you can join us, whether you're joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're joining us from. We'll try and keep a an idea of what's going on the stream and give you some shout outs if we can as we get ready for this kickoff. Bunch of other games going on all over the country as well, and we'll try and keep you up to speed with them. But to be honest, I think this will be probably the earliest kickoff across British American football, and that means we get a chance to kick the whole thing off with you.
I don't think any other game kicks off until 2 p.m. today, when you're looking at the Manchester and the Tamworth games later on today. So I think this will be the first bit of American football action in the country for adults, at least in the country, since the final last year.
Well, we had a great university season, and we're excited to kick off this British adult season with you. The other game that's going on in this division today is the Shropshire Revolution will kick off against the Northampton Knights at 2 p.m. But we are live. Ball is in the air, picked up in the end zone. It's a switch play, and the Bulls will just about get him out of bounds before he gets to the 37-yard line. So it's a nice return on the opening kickoff for the Nottingham Caesars, give them pretty good field possession start.
Yeah, Caesars coming straight out with the switch as well. We saw it a lot last year. We see it a lot in the university game as well. I think it's almost a preferred kickoff technique for most teams now.
That was Sam Fraser they switched the ball to as the running back captain this year. He's going to be part of the 1-2 running back punch that they have with Etienne. They call it the dash, and they call it the smash and dash. And Fraser is the dash part of that, so we shall be looking forward to seeing Etienne smash it up the middle as well, as here come the Nottingham Caesars offence. Twins to the top of your screen, single receiver to the bottom, tight end in as McGovern takes the first down snap, handoff, and that's great defence from the Birmingham Bulls to start, just beat that three-man defensive line. It was like the offensive line wasn't even there. A loss of 3 to start the drive.
Not sure what happened there. I wonder whether there was a pulling guard that tried to come across, and I think whoever was supposed to come across, whether it was the centre or the backside guard to block the man that was lined up ahead of him, just didn't quite get there. He got straight through, and a loss of 4 to open the game.
Bulls come out with a 3-4 defence, those 3 down linemen. No doubt they'll be sending blitzes from those linebackers as well. Twins to the bottom now, single to the top, motion. McGovern calling out the blitz at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 13. Takes the snap, will go to the air. Quick hitch and incomplete. Was trying to get the ball to his wide receiver, Joel Meek-Orr, but incomplete on that one. So it's going to bring up immediate 3rd and long, not where you want to be on your opening drive.
No, especially opening drive of the season. You would hope to gain a couple of yards on first down. I think that's just what they wanted. Try and gain a couple of yards on first down. I think second down they had to go to the air there. They were trying to get themselves to that sort of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 situation, weren't they? Try and make this a bit more manageable, but not quite got there.
So McGovern, you would expect to go to the air again. 3-man defensive line from the Bulls, with looking like a 9-tech linebacker at the top of your screen, threatening blitz, and he will come. McGovern takes the ball, immediate pressure rolling out to his left-hand side, still going, but they will sack on 3rd down. Great play by number 97 of the Bulls. We'll get a name for you for some of these Bulls players as soon as we can, but what a fantastic start by the Birmingham Bulls. Or everyone's saying the Caesars are going to win it all. Birmingham Bulls say, we don't care. 2 sacks on that drive, a tackle for a loss, and an incomplete pass, and Nottingham Caesars have to punt.
Yeah, it was great pursuit as well there by number 97, managing to get himself chased all the way out as well. Big run for a defensive end, and now Caesars having to punt the ball away from about 12 yards further back than when they started.
So punting from their 37, ball is up. Nice kick. We'll take a bounce at the 23 and just keep rolling into the 19-yard line where the Bulls will take over on offense. And let's have a look at that starting defense for the Nottingham Caesars. Again, a stacked series of players on the line. 3-man line, you got Winter, Hamdy and Wohi. Pearson, Wilkins, the veteran, returning again for another season. Oldfield and always dangerous Scanlon. Fisher brothers back there at cornerback and safety. Paddy Fisher and Mickey Fisher. You've got the mighty GB player Will Hobbs at the free safety spot, and Tom Giles, who's an NTU defensive back, joining the Caesars for the first time this season. Had 12 interceptions for NTU last season. He's one to watch, number 25. That's your starting defense for the Nottingham Caesars. We'll see what the Birmingham Bulls come out with. Had a good running game last season, but it's a completely new season, and we know they've got consistency of their coaching staff, but it's always an unknown, right?
Yeah, definitely. You often see teams in the first game try and go for something a bit more unconventional. If they're not sure if they feel like they could lose the game, you might see them come out passing early and see if they can get a quick score on the boards and then put the Caesars under pressure, especially after that start.
Starting from their 21, just trying to fix the chains on the sideline. One of the players collided with the chains. Good setup here at the David Ross Sports Village, 90-yard field, but it's been home to so many great games, and Nottingham Caesars fortunate to have it their stadium here at David Ross, and we obviously have these great facilities as well. Sean Endicott's done a great job over the years with the filming of the games, and it's great to be here and great to have this camera angle that we have, which I know is the envy of live streams all over the country. We have this very high camera, which means it's almost like a coaching camera. You can see the chains getting fixed there. Referees set their watch. There is Vanden Warner on the sideline, the head coach in the Nottingham Caesars, and we are ready to go. Heavy set for the Bulls to start. Overloading their right-hand side on offense. Blitz comes from the edge. Good hole up the middle. And nice running, tough running, and Wilkins will just drag him down, but not before he gets all the way for that first down. So the Bulls coming out with plenty of energy, both on offense and defense.
Yeah, great work by the pulling guard there. Pulled round and managed to lead up through the hole. Got a big block in on the linebacker who was trying to fill, and that was what sprung the running back there for a big 12-yard gain. Who'd have thought? The first down of the game is going to come from the Bulls on the run after the Caesars go 3 and out.
So, Bulls driving, 31-yard line now, coming out to make a statement. Pistol formation for the Birmingham Bulls. Tight end to the bottom of your screen, twins to the top. Motion now, extra blockers to that right-hand side. They'll run it up the middle. That's much better defense. Mickey Fisher coming in to make the tackle from his safety position, just bringing him into the box for that extra run support. No gain.
Yeah, you wonder whether the Caesars defence are going to see what's happened here. It's almost like a wing T formation with that one sort of halfback attached on the edge of the line. I wonder whether they're going to start rotating to a sort of middle field closed, bring that safety down into the box and give an extra bit of run support there.
That was actually Harry Johnson on the tackle. Mickey's playing in number 20 today, I believe. So 2nd and 10. 5 men on the offensive line. Play action this time. Quarterback under pressure. Tries to get it to the flat and does. Completes for a nice gain. Number 19 with the reception. Pushed out of bounds by Sam Pearson, the GB Titans defensive back here playing for the Caesars. But that's going to pick up a gain of about 6. Going to bring them up with a long 4 to try and convert on this opening series. Quarterback looked good under pressure, immediate pressure, didn't panic, got the ball to the sideline.
Yeah, looked pretty comfortable there with one defender trying to bear down on him. But just looked in the flat and thought, I'll take the pickup of a few yards. And I think he's done a good job there. He's put himself in a manageable position to pick up the 3rd down here.
Bulls coming out with that fullback just behind that offensive tackle, and they will keep it with the quarterback trying to get the same play going, but that's going to fall incomplete. Turning your back all the way around as a quarterback, then trying to get the ball out, a difficult thing to do. So it's going to be 4th down. The Bulls close to midfield. It's a 90-yard field here, so they're about 6 yards away from midfield. Maybe too early to try a fake punt, but it looks like they're going to bring their punt team out.
You had a couple of good plays on offense there. I wonder whether you just play the field game, try and pin the Caesars back. They clearly didn't look very comfortable on their opening possession, and just see if you can put them down at the 5-10 yard line. One mistake and you're suddenly within range of a safety. Defense
playing well for the Bulls so far as well, certainly on that opening drive. Comes a punt. Kick is just got away, but will get away. Takes a bounce at the 25 and takes the Caesars roll to the 28, which is where the Nottingham Caesars will come out. Liam McGovern for his 2nd drive. Good start from the Bulls so far in this one. If you're just joining us, welcome. You are watching the British American Football Adult Div 1 season kickoff game between the Nottingham Caesars and the Birmingham Bulls. Pleased to have you with us. Bulls have made a good start, but we haven't seen the best from these Nottingham Caesars as yet. Have yet to find their gear in this one. Two backs in the backfield now for Liam McGovern, number 12, starting QB for the Caesars. Twins to the bottom and a single to the top. Bulls threatening blitz. Handoff. And again, number 97 makes a play. We've got to get a name for him because that guy is just tearing it up in the backfield.
Someone in the comments saying his name's Jay Willis for the Bulls, number 97. Two great plays already for him. One sack, one TFL.
Bulls have come to play again on first down. The Nottingham Caesars lose yards. They've got to get that guy blocked. He's playing that defensive end position. See him there, number 97. They've got big nose tackle, 75 as well. 2nd and 12. Handoff. Better hole this time. Nice rallying tackle from number 0 there, forcing that running back, bending him back against his will. Pick up of 3 yards, but again, it's going to be a 3rd and 8. All the players getting up from that. Again, putting themselves in a 3rd and long situation, Simon.
Yeah, I'm finding it interesting that the Caesars are struggling to run the ball here. Birmingham have got, at most, 6 in the box. They usually got, with one guy just basically overhanging, they've basically only got 5 in the box at times. And yet the Caesars, with 6 blockers, can't really seem to move anything here.
That 3-man defensive line for the Bulls certainly been tough in this couple of opening series that we've seen. McGovern's going to have to go to the air, you would expect again. Dropping back and looking to his left-hand side. He will loft one down the sideline and caught. That's a nice catch from Scott Bernard on the sideline for the first down. Number 5 in coverage, but Bernard, a converted defensive back, making his impact known and moving the ball. Nice throw from McGovern as well on 3rd down.
Yeah, great throw. It looked like it was going to be a dangerous throw when he let it go, and Bernard went up and made sure it wasn't. Comes down with the ball for a big conversion for the Caesars, but now they just need to string a few plays together, get themselves into some sort of rhythm, and make sure they can keep moving. Both
ex-NTU players, good to see them repping it today as they go for the end around on first down, looking for some space, and will turn the corner, but only for a gain of 3 or so yards. There's another NTU player, Harrison, making his mark on the end around. Big, strong, tall receiver, great target, good athlete. 2nd and 7 now for the Nottingham Caesars. Well, at least they get positive yards on first down for once.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping it safe as well, making it a little pop pass just in case there was an issue at the handoff. But it was a shame Sam Fraser couldn't hold his block a touch longer, otherwise I think he would have been able to get round the outside and take that for some big yards.
One running back to McGovern's right-hand side, then a tight end and 2 receivers. Now Harrison goes in motion. I'll hand it to Etienne and fake. Nice running from Etienne, and he will pick up 5, and that will make it a manageable 3rd and a long 2. Etienne, a good run, a nice jump cut in the hole.
Yeah, much better run from the Caesars there. Better set of plays. It's just time to convert the 3rd down here. 3rd and long 2, 3rd and 3 here.
Sometimes it takes you a little bit of a while just to adjust to the pace of the game, wasn't it? Birmingham Bulls coming out with lots of energy, but the offense now with that big conversion from Liam on 3rd down seem to be getting their confidence. Handoff again, Etienne, right hand side. He'll run right over a tackler and into a swarm of Bulls that will drag him down, but tough running. Smashed his way. That's why they call him Smash and Dash. First down.
Very tough running. That is exactly what you need. If you keep getting stuck behind the chains, you need that running back to go through and try and make a couple of extra yards for you. Just make your life easier, as well as a play caller. If you know rather than being 2nd and 7, you're going to be 2nd and 5, because that running back will always fall forward. It opens so much more for you in the playbook.
So another first down as the Caesars now into the Birmingham Bulls territory. This time Christian Pole, number 33 in the backfield, but that one will be blown dead before it starts. Look like it's a false start. Ben Pugh actually in the background. Let's have a look at our refereeing crew that we've got today for this one. So we've got referee is Pearson. We've got Seeger, Bevan as the umpire, Sheeter, and Crotch Harvey. We need some first names on that, but there you go. That's the lineup. The referees, good to have them from BAFA. Always worth plugging if you're interested in American football. If you don't want to play, you can always become a referee. Go to bafra.org and check that out. As Harrison goes on motion now, it was a false start, 1st and 15, trying to get the balls offside, and they will throw the flag. We'll see who moved. Did look like maybe number 55, big 55 of the Birmingham Bulls, looked like he was in the neutral zone. So they might get out 5 yards back. Bit twitchy there, these Bulls, but they want to come hard and make the stop, right?
Yeah, I think it was a good choice there to try and go for the hard count and get them to jump into the middle. The rest blow the play dead rather than giving them the free play, and I'm not sure McGovern was happy about that. He really wanted to take the deep shot, and they're at the place where a deep shot would be right at the end zone as well.
So they will take the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, and we'll start all over again. 1st and 10, 5 yards one way, then the other. And the Caesars end up back where they started. 4 targets for McGovern.
I think they spotted the ball up in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, one referee's leg's longer than the other. That's what the problem was there. So when he marched back, it wasn't the same distance. They've corrected that now. 4 targets for McGovern on 1st down. He will go over the middle. Bernard catches it into the end zone. Touchdown, Caesars. Scott Bernard. 2 receptions and 1 for a touchdown already. What a play by him, and great throw from Liam McGovern. Caesars are on the board.
That was a great throw from McGovern, but an even better catch from Bernard. He has to turn himself all the way around, hands outstretched. Somehow manages to bring it in, and then while doing that, break the tackler that is behind him. He couldn't even see him when he made the catch. Take that into the end zone.
So a 30-yard strike from the Nottingham Caesars gets their season scoring underway, and it's Scott Bernard with the big 6. They're going to throw the flag on the Caesars. Looks like 12 men in the huddle. So that will be coming back. Looked like they were lining up to go for 2 as well on that. More and more of these teams lining up to go for 2 these days.
I think it's one of the things you see coming out of the university game. Sometimes university teams don't always have a good kicker, and sometimes they just feel like they're more likely to get 2 than not. And at that point, you see teams playing the probability game and just saying, I think we'll score more if we go for 2 every time. I wonder whether that's starting to move into the adult realm now as well.
So they are lining up to go for 2 again. James Draper's the running back in the backfield. Stack set. McGovern will hand to Draper, driving towards that line, but the Bulls will drive him back. So no conversion on the try for 2, and it will remain Nottingham Caesars 6 and the Birmingham Bulls yet to score. Your reflections on that drive?
It was a much better drive from the Caesars, managing to string together a few plays and just keep the momentum going rather than having those big TFLs or the sacks. I think they managed to avoid all but 1 negative play and just to keep themselves going. Although I'm not sure about the decision to go from 2 after the penalty. Maybe before the penalty I'm fine with a dive up the middle. Birmingham looked pretty good against runs up the middle, but from 3 yards you could see it. From 8 yards I'm not so sure there.
So all this talent, and it's Scott Bernard that gets on the board first. He's done a great job converting from DB and moving into that receiver. He's just become a better receiver as the years have gone on. Really well coached as well at the Nottingham Caesars.
Very interesting to move from DB to receiver. Normally you move them the other way when you work out they can't catch.
Yeah, he's had to learn to catch. And that he certainly has. It was a great play. Also lining up on special teams, as many of these starters will. Bulls now ready to receive. Can they stay with the Nottingham Caesars? It's a short kick, but it'll bounce awkwardly at the 15. Returner will get it to the 23, which is where the Bulls will take over. Tackle made by Dylan Pole, who plays for the RAF and has got a big future in this game. First down Bulls. Now, they did have success in their first opening drive, didn't they? They were running really hard on first down, and they had that completion into the flat. So we've seen a couple of things from the Bulls.
Yeah, I think Bulls did a good job of getting themselves warmed up as well. The running game seemed to be good. I would not be surprised to see them stick with it early in this game here. They're only down 6 points. So just keep the ball moving, keep the momentum going.
Well, they want a timeout. Centre turns round, says need a timeout. And the referee says that's my timeout. So the Bulls are not going to be charged. Some sort of issue with the football there. So they're going to swap it out. Bulls will retain their 3 timeouts on that. It's just a centre noticing some sort of problem with the football. Big 91 in the backfield for the Bulls. 2 receivers to the top. Tight end to the bottom of your screen. 5 men at that line of scrimmage. They will hand off again, and the Caesars are right there to meet that with force. John Winter, transferred from the Knicks, comes in and makes first contact. And Sam Pearson, the GB player, Titans player, and defensive back captain, also so quick off that line of scrimmage. That's a loss, 4 yards. Crowding that line of scrimmage, the Caesars, aren't they? Either 4 or 5 at that line each time. Now showing blitz. They'll send 5. Ball goes to ground. More lost yardage for the Bulls. Just falling apart a little bit on this drive. Couldn't handle the snap.
Yeah, 2 negative plays for the Bulls, and we've not seen the deep passing game come out from them yet. So I wonder what they're going to do here. They're going to be looking at about third and 18, would you say? Probably a little bit longer.
Yeah, let's move those sticks and we'll
might
see.
have had a flag come out on the far side of the field. Yeah, I think offside was called against number 21.
That's the danger if you are crowding that line of scrimmage. Penalties against Sam Pearson. So it'll make this a little bit more manageable for the Bulls. 2nd and 8 after that offside penalty. Better protection this time. QB under pressure. Hit, the ball goes way up into the air. Great pursuit from Christian Pole, I believe.
Yeah, they called it an incompletion anyway. It would not have been a fumble even if it was recovered. But almost there, just that half second more, and that ball would have been bouncing around on the floor at the line of scrimmage rather than going 20 yards downfield. But there was the deep passing game that we just mentioned from the Bulls.
It was Kareem Hamdi, Simon, on that. Wanted to come in and play some defence, and he brings the pressure on that. Quarterback initially felt it, but then Hamdi just wouldn't be denied on that. Incomplete pass though, so 3rd and 8. Motion from the Bulls. Fisher will pick it up. They roll out, pressure immediately again. Interception, and that is, let's get the right name for you. That is Harry Johnson at his DB position. First down Caesars, and it's beginning to turn their way.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good play there. He's just managed to step underneath the throw, and Birmingham's passing game not quite managing to hook up there. Their short passing game seemed pretty good, but 3rd and 8, they were having to go towards the sticks. And I wonder whether QB's not quite got the arm to push it with the velocity he needs to keep it away from those DBs.
Good defensive series from the Nottingham Caesars. Kareem Hamdi with the pressure on second down. And then the interception from Harry Johnson on third down. McGovern will line up the offense into Bulls territory. Handoff, big hole, now heading left-hand side. It's going to be very close to the sticks. I think they're going to call it a first down. Great running again there from Sam Fraser.
No, that was a great run, managing to just skip past that one man at the second level, and he's managed to turn that into a first down as well.
All the way up to the 31-yard line of the Birmingham Bulls. Caesars with all the momentum now. McGovern will hand it again, blocking and traffic at the line of scrimmage will just delay Courtney Etienne. He will pick up a couple.
Just couldn't quite get the guard and tackle to pull across. It was a counter play there. Both the backside guard and tackle trying to come all the way across the formation, but I think they got caught up in the wash. The centre got pushed back. They couldn't quite get round him, and that's what caused the delay at the line.
Second and about 8 for McGovern. Handoff again, and the Bulls do another good job coming in there and slinging Courtney Etienne to the ground. No chance on that play either. Good, tough, stout defense in the middle of that field there.
The Bulls' nose tackle is absolutely manhandling the Caesars centre. That's what's causing all the issues here. The previous play, the guard and tackle couldn't pull because the centre had been pushed back. That one, the nose tackle just shoves him straight back, and the running back's got nowhere to go. 75 is having a game here for the Bulls.
Going against centre Grieve, number 60, you can see on the screen, and Grieve might need some help to get him blocked up. 3rd and 10. Bernard in motion. Pressure straight away. 75 again, blowing up the play in the backfield. McGovern rolls to his left-hand side, just lofts it over the head. Was trying to get it to Harrison. No joy, and you're right, Simon. That play of number 75, that he just owned that series.
Yeah, Grieve is really struggling against 75 here. You wonder whether the Caesars are going to have to start to move to some 6-man protection and keep a double team on 75 at all times. And you saw what happened. He came through to try and get the running back as well, and the running back just got absolutely blown up. So even leaving the running back in protection won't be able to do much.
4th down, the offense still on the field. Trips to the top of the screen. Harrison, single receiver to the bottom. Fraser in the backfield. This time they'll motion Bernard to the other side. 4 receivers out there for McGovern. He's holding them at that line of scrimmage. I think he's wanting them to jump, and a flag's in and a timeout as well. Let's see whether it was a delay of game or whether there was a timeout called in time.
I saw one of the coaches running up to the side judge early, but yes, they did manage to get the timeout taken in time.
So the Caesars will not be penalised. Obviously just trying to hold those balls at line of scrimmage and hoping they jump for a free 5 yards, but the Bulls nice and disciplined. We will see whether we can get you a Bulls roster. If we can, we'll give you some, but let us know in the comments if you guys are watching from Birmingham. Let us know who is number 75 that's blowing everything up. Been impressed by him, but impressed by number 97. His defense certainly come to play. Timeout for the Caesars. They just talk it through. Options here for them, Simon. Could kick it, I guess, and they're close enough to, go for it on 4th down. And even if they don't get it, they're close enough not to cause too much harm.
Yeah, so probably a touch too long here. You're looking at about a 49-yard field goal if they're going to try and kick it. If you punt it, you gain 20 yards at best. 4th down, even if you pick up only 5 or 6 yards, you're still not losing all that much in comparison to a punt, but you're still getting a shot at taking it.
Two tight ends to the bottom of your screen, including Mark Martin, who's the tight end captain. They'll give it to Harrison on the end around, looking for the edge. Nice block from Etienne. He will find it, and he'll pick up a gain of about 5 yards, but nowhere near the first down marker. So, sorry, the block was from Sam Fraser on the edge. Birmingham ball player down on the ground. So there'll be a short delay here while they get things sorted out. But the Bulls hold on that series with some good play of number 75. This division made up of the Birmingham Bulls and the Caesars, then the Leicester Panthers, Northants Knights and Shropshire Revolution. Simon, what's your feeling? You know, I know it's very early days coming into this, but you know, Shropshire coming up from Div 2, Leicester Panthers coming down from Prem. There's some good teams in this division.
Definitely some good teams. Always tricky when you've got a team coming down from the Premiership, because you never quite know what caused them to go down last year. Was it they just couldn't quite retain some of the players? You see those teams have that 1 year where they can't retain people and they suddenly get relegated down to Division 1 and absolutely romp through as they all come back. So it will be interesting to see how Leicester play.
Ball's on the 26. Bulls take over after that turnover on downs. Caesars could not convert on 4th down. Heavy set, top of your screen. Quarterback will go to the air, tipped at the line of scrimmage. That pressure coming in again so quickly from Sam Pearson, who plays for the Manchester, who's come over from the Titans. So, you know, he's a GB captain as well. So he's just an excellent addition to this Nottingham Caesars squad.
Very instinctive play there. As soon as he sees the quarterback pull the ball up, he abandons his rush and he goes for the interception. And I think that's the right thing to do there. He was never going to get to the quarterback to sack him, but instead goes and makes a play on the ball, and you've suddenly got 2nd and 10.
I mean, he's listed as a DB, but he's almost playing that sort of 9-tech outside linebacker there. But, you know, tremendous athlete, and he thwarts that one. Incomplete for the Bulls, 2nd and 10. Handoff on the counter, and that's read beautifully. Absolutely nowhere to go. That is John Richard Wohe, who made the tackle. But flag, you can see at the top of your screen.
Not sure what this could be for, because it seems to come in quite late. I wonder whether I can't quite tell with the hand gestures whether they're discussing a horse collar or hands to the face.
Yeah, it looks like something like that. You can see some gripping motion from the referee. So discussing whether it was what part of the shirt was pulled, or we'll see. Definitely something on the tackle. Well, we've got people in deck chairs there, look, just enjoying the sunshine out here, right on the sideline. They do let the spectators. You can either watch John Ross from the kind of balcony area, which you have to look through the cage, or you can be down on the field.
Yeah, always a good one to be down on the field as well. They've got obviously the little bit where the players have to stay, and they're just keeping spectators out of that. But otherwise, it's great to be down on the field, I think, to watch games like this. So much more energy from the sideline as well.
Speaking to Vanden Warner, and DC Mike is there, and Will Hobbs also letting everyone know what his opinion is. Just waiting for a call on this flag.
Try and see what our umpire Ben Pearson says.
Looks like they're going to march the Bulls back. So maybe it was hands to the face, or
possibly.
Or a hold, maybe.
I saw an unnecessary roughness almost motion from the official just before the camera panned off him.
Ooh,
so
yep.
We're just going to get an update in the comments. Someone told me the wrong name. 97 is Dom Hill. 92 is Jay Willis.
This is what you get when you don't have a roster. You see, is it Dom Hill? Is it Jay Willis? We'll find out. We're chasing that roster for you. So it looks like it was unsportsmanlike because it's gone back 15. That's going to march the Bulls all the way back to their 16-yard line, which is a big old penalty for these Bulls to overcome on this series. Still 2nd down, but they're going to have to pick up some chunk yards on 2nd down. Looked like early motion, but no one called it, and that's another sack if that play stands. But there is a flag. Yeah, it looked to be early to me. That was Jean-Richard Wohi who's come to life these last couple of plays.
I think Birmingham are going to get away with that one. They were going to lose the 5 yards anyway, but I think they're going to keep second down. I think we both thought that was a false start prior to the snap, and we were surprised it wasn't called earlier.
So a big penalty going against the Bulls, but maybe they get a little bit of this yardage back. They're going to pick it up, so the sack will stand. Well, it was a hell of a play from Jean-Richard Wohi, and the referee, we'll see where he places it.
It looks like they're going to move it back based on where the side judge is at the top of your screen.
So we think that's where the sack took place. So they wave the flag off, and Wohi's sack will stand. We understand he's not feeling at his best, Jean-Richard Wohi, for this game. He's listed as a bit under the weather. That's what it says on my comment.
What I was told.
But if he's a bit under the weather and he's making sacks like that, I can't wait for him to feel a bit better.
Caesar's getting pressure with only 3 on the defensive line as well. Such a big asset for them.
Pressure. Caught. Knocked out. And they're going to call it incomplete. So it's a nice play for the initial pressure again from Sam Pearson. And then the defensive back just comes in and knocks the ball out. That was Mickey Fisher that knocked it out. So 4th down, and the Bulls are going to have to punt from their own end zone. Always nervous times when you've got to do that.
Yeah, especially. I used to be a long snapper, and the worst punts were looking right back at your goalpost, because you know that one false move is you're giving up at least 2, if not 6 or 7 points to the offense. Bit of miscommunication here from the Bulls. They look like they're waving someone in late.
Special teamers, they're always asleep on the sideline.
No comment. Please don't tell me this is the end of the quarter.
It is.
Oh no.
Delay of game by the Bulls. Well, that's this series. They just would want to just ignore this and forget about it. Yeah, because they're just going backwards. It must be like 4th and, I don't know, 35, 40 yards now. Makes the job even worse for the punter.
Birmingham run the sort of pro style punt as well, with one personal protector rather than 2 or 3 in a shield you'd normally see. They get a lot of pressure through.
Here it comes. Ball gets off, no flags. It's going to take a really good Bulls bounce, and it will get to midfield and then trickle back into the Bulls half. So the Caesars will take over on the 44-yard line. Remember, a 90-yard pitch here. So I hope the Bulls, maybe they feel like they got away with a few things there.
Yeah, possibly. I'm surprised not to see a flag thrown. I think we both saw contact on the punter just as he let the ball go. Maybe they're saying he got a very slight piece of the ball, and that's just enough to negate the flag. But you normally see refs quite trigger happy with that one.
Especially in the end zone.
Yeah, definitely.
But the Caesars get away with it, get the ball back. Harrison in that wing-back position. Sam Fraser in the backfield. Mark Martin in motion, trips to the left. Liam will look that way. Now he's got a lot of space in front of him if he can make his legs go, and he does. Now escaping to the right-hand side, pick up of 9 yards. That just opened up in front of him, and Liam makes the right decision just to get the yards.
Yeah, it looked like almost Birmingham were keeping a spy on him just from where that middle linebacker was stood and how they were going. But Liam manages to escape round him. He's got a big pickup there from what looked like it was going to be no gain or a couple of yards lost on a sack. Big from your quarterback there, where you can turn that negative play into a positive one. And now you've got the opportunity. I'd love to see the Caesars take a shot at the end zone here. 2nd and relatively short. Liam's got the arm to loft this down towards the end zone. You think they can probably pick this up between 3rd and 4th down?
2nd and 4. Martin again in motion, giving 3 options to Liam's right, and he will look that side. He'll hit this man in the flat. That is Martin. Caught and dropped at the sticks. Nice tackle from the defensive back. Flag down. Looks like that might be against McGovern. Sorry, not against McGovern, but some sort of... And another flag goes in. So referee's not happy about whatever response was on the back of that as well.
There was a bit of a scuffle between the left tackle and the defensive end on the ground. I'm not sure which way they're going to flag this, if I'm honest, because it seemed a bit of both from both players.
The play's gone the Caesars' way, but it's still just a 6-0 game. Ball's hanging with the Caesars. Got an unsportsmanlike against Nottingham. And after the play, we've got a dead ball foul against the Caesars. So 2 15-yarders.
They're going to attack that to one big 30-yard penalty, because one was during the play and one was after. So I think... Oh no. Even after playing this game for 10 years, I still don't quite know how the penalty rules work.
Well, they've given him 10 yards of penalties. You can see that from the sticks. But beyond that, they don't seem to be marching the ball back any further, but maybe they will. You can see the 2 flags there. Neither of them were declined. And like you say, one was a live ball, one was a dead ball foul. But here come the Caesars. So, well, no, they are going to go back. Come running up to the line of scrimmage and say, no. You're going back further than that, chaps.
So I think the Caesars are going to be looking at...
This is where you want a shorter-legged referee, when they're marching back. Well, you're right.
It's going to be 3rd and 28 by my reckoning.
Sure, Grant Lawless has got something in his playbook for 3rd and 28. So some ill discipline from the Caesars puts them in a hole back into their own half. Now at their 25-yard line with a mile to go on 2nd down. Harrison on motion to the top. Blitz coming from the bottom of your screen. Picked up. Lots of time for Liam McGovern. Incomplete. Trying to get that one to his receiver Joel Idisuan, who was impressive at the 2024 GB trials, but no joy on that one.
Still the first quarter.
3rd and a long way to go. What do you think here, Simon? Some kind of screenplay, a little run just to set up the punt? Be surprised if they try and get all the yards on this down. Trips to the bottom. Liam will go to his DB, and that is easily defended, knocked away, trying to get the ball to Harrison. So the Bulls do well. On 3rd down, Caesars will have to punt.
It was interesting. They took a relatively deep shot, but just didn't go for it all. Like you said, I thought they'd either set up a screen or just throw a fade down the sideline and hope they can get all the yards. It was interesting to see almost a 15-yard shot there with the receiver turning round. Not what I would have called as an offensive play caller, but then again, I'm not an offensive play caller, so...
Come out to punt again. These Bulls hanging with them. Still Q1, 6-0, and the Bulls are going to get the ball back. Snap is up, punt is up, and away. Good deep kick will bounce into the Bulls' red zone. So they will get the ball coming out at maybe the 20-21 yard line.
Bulls' return is playing a risky game with standing that close to the ball. One wrong bounce, it's gone into him, and suddenly you know the Caesars are going to be pouncing on that with 2 or 3 guys there, all ready to go at the same time.
Yeah, he's right there, right over the ball every time. Ball's coming out.
I think we finally got the end of the first quarter.
Was a long quarter, that one, but we hope you're enjoying it on the live stream. from Nottingham here in the opening game of the NFC1 Midlands Division of British American Football Adult League. It is Caesars 6, Bulls nothing, but competitive game. Let's see if we can hear from one of our sponsors who we've got this season. So the Caesars have picked up a number of sponsors. One of them we're really proud to have is the Bierkeller and Shooter Bar. The Bierkeller and Shooters sports bar in Nottingham also offers a unique blend of Bavarian hospitality and sports entertainment. Located in the heart of the city, joint venues provide authentic German beer and unmissable live sporting action shown on the biggest non-cinematic LED screens in Nottingham. Whether you're a fan of traditional beers or live sports, Bierkeller and Shooter promises an unforgettable experience. So check them out if you're around and about the Nottingham area. Thank you to them for their sponsorship this season. Bulls coming out, 1st and 10, Q2. They're going to pitch this one, try and find the edge, and they'll pick up a gain of 3-4 yards maybe. So for the first time we've seen them run up the middle a number of times. Now trying to find that edge. Sam Pearson out there blocking. Sam Pearson out there rather trying to turn it back inside. But good pick up on first down.
So I was told pre-game in no uncertain terms that the Bulls love an outside zone run, whether that's just a simple stretch play or a toss play. Interesting to see that that's the first time they've gone to it. It's taken one very long first quarter to get them to pull that out of the bag.
And it's a good drive start, 2nd and 5 for these Bulls. Showing some good running. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. We can see it's about, well, there was about 450 of you watching. There's a little less now, but yeah, it's great to have you with us. Let us know what you think in the comments. What do you want to see out of these Bulls in this drive? Second and 5, waiting for the referees to sort something out. Speaking to each other on the radios.
Not quite sure what we're waiting on here. It felt like that was a relatively routine play, but it looks like they're speaking to Van den Warner at the top of the screen.
Yeah, I didn't see a timeout called. Bulls substituting players in. Remember, if you are in the Nottingham area, you can come down and watch the under-19s play on this very field. Our producer here, Sean Endicott, head coach of the Nottingham Caesars under-19 squad. They'll be taking on the Sandwell Steelers. We'll get a chat with Sean a bit later about how he's feeling about the under-19s season coming up. They had a great season last year. Back to the live action, 2nd and 5. Handoff on the counter again, and a nice big hole and a first down. That's the way you execute it. Caesars defensive line caught sleeping again on that counter play. Bulls pick up the first down, marching.
Yeah, it was a great job by the Bulls offensive line to wash the Caesars defensive line out of the way, and the pulling guard just managed to lead up and through. That's the one issue when you only put 3 men on the defensive line. Sometimes it's just a bit too easy for them all to get moved out of the way, and suddenly you're expecting your linebackers to fill in from what are quite wide positions here from the Caesars. They've obviously got the 2 in the middle, but you've got two very wide linebackers all the way out, and expecting them to fold in to make that tackle.
Five at the defensive line for the Caesars again. They'll hand it exactly the same play to counter, but this time they run it to the right hand side rather than left. Caesars will stop it, push forward from that offensive line, pick up of 2. This defensive line of the Caesars, Winter, Hamdy and Wohi. We've seen plays from Wohi already. Hamdy playing that nose tackle position. Used to be a running back, but wanted to move on to defense.
He's done a really good job of it as well. Not the tallest guy, and you think you'd often struggle at defensive end without being sort of that 6 foot plus range, but he's managed to make the most of it. Often I've seen duck under tackles rather than try and run through them.
Got Gus Opung on the defensive line at the moment, number 71, who was an under-19 defensive standout last year for Sean's team, and you've also got NTU player coming in there at number 95, Sean Ginadu, who's also one of our standout defensive line players. Penalty's going to go against the Bulls for another delay a game, and that is going to march them back 5 yards. They'll retain the down, so that run on first down is going to be wiped off. 2nd and 14.
Bulls are really struggling with penalties at the moment. I mean, both teams are, but the Bulls have cost themselves a lot in terms of yardage, particularly when they've started picking up positive plays as well.
Motion. Bulls roll out. Pressure immediately caught though. Flag down, however. Right where the play was caught. We'll have to see whether that was pass interference or a hold.
I think they're going to call offside on the overhang linebacker towards the bottom of your screen.
That'll be the second time that's been called, Simon. That's just like a simple adjustment, isn't it? So frustrating to be called on that.
It's a difficult one. If you know, especially if you're rushing, you want to get all the space you can to try and make sure you take as few steps as possible to get to the quarterback. It seems he's been caught twice now, number 21. Yeah, I think he just needs to take that half step back and just accept he can't quite get away with as much as you think he can.
It's Sam Pearson, who's the DB captain this year, and he has made a couple of nice plays, getting in the QB's face very quick, batted the ball down. But he's got to watch that alignment of that line of scrimmage. Bulls will get 5 yards back and forth it goes. Lots of penalties in this Q1, Q2, and it's slowing the game. But I guess it's what you expected in an opening game. Again, Pearson threatening blitz. Pistol formation, QB under pressure straight away and almost intercepted. It was Sam Pearson again who dropped into the hole rather than blitzed, and looked like he might have had a pick there. Can't seem to do much against this pressure from the defensive line of the Caesars, can they?
No, it was quick getting the ball out, but there were 2 DBs stood right down there with the receiver. You just wonder if the Bulls are going to have to start adjusting, bring a couple more guys into the protection, just see if they can buy themselves that little bit of extra time to let the pattern develop downfield.
Heavy set offensive line for the Bulls. One running back in the backfield. Play action, pressure. Nice little pass out into the flats. Offensive line trying to push the Bulls receiver over the down yard to gain, but they're going to be short on 3rd down. Right at midfield.
Wonder if we'll see the Bulls go for this. They've had a decent inside zone running game, a good gap running game as well, going up the middle. And it's going to be 4th and probably a long yard.
They've definitely got options, haven't they? They've got that counter plays working well. They've run one wide, which got good yards.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that sort of tight end insert with the fold block from the guard coming across. They keep getting 2 men to the point of attack, and all they need is a yard and a bit here. The running back's been doing a good job. Apparently his name is Chris Else, number 91. And I wonder whether it goes to him here.
Crowd on line scrimmage. Another flag goes in. I mean, if this is another delay of game, then there's been a lot of problems. Yes, it is. It's another delay of game on the Bulls, and they just can't seem to get the timing right. Maybe you have a word with the referee and say, look, give us a shout, give us a 10-second warning so we can get these plays off, because this is just empty yards. Go from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6, and now they're going to have to punt. You do see this in opening games, don't you, Simon, in terms of, teams come in and scrimmaging during the off-season, even if you've had a pre-season, unless it's been fully clocked and refereed, it's always a different environment when you come into the season.
Yeah, definitely the pace of the game changes as well, going from, well, there's no real delay of game to suddenly you've got that 40-second hard cut-off. You've seen it happen a few times for both teams now.
The Bulls will have to punt again. Goes up. Again, close to being blocked. But it will be a standard kind of kick, and it will, it will do the job. The Caesars will take over on the 29-yard line, coming out again, in command.
I'm surprised to see the Bulls not adjust their punt formation. That's the third punt in the row. They've only just gotten off. And the first punt was close. That second punt, we thought there was contact, and there was two rushers directly on the punter as the ball goes. All they need to do is time up the rush a little bit better, and I think there's a blocked punt opportunity here for the Caesars.
Heavy set from the Caesars. Tray formation to the right hand side. Nice running to find the edge. That's a really good play again from Sam Fraser, who just ran round that initial defender who was trying to turn it back in. Difficult to do one-on-one against a player of Sam Fraser's quality.
Definitely. Sam Fraser didn't even need to put anything fancy on him. Just turned the jets on and went round the outside, and that's a big pickup on first down, particularly after a fourth down turnover.
First down for the Caesars. Getting close to midfield now on this drive. Handoff again. Fraser beating people again at that line. Beats the first man. Picks up close to first down yardage. We'll see where they mark it.
Yeah, good running play there. Managed to get the guard leading up all the way to the second level.
Sticks move again. First down Caesars. Back to back first downs from Sam Fraser. Bulls tiring a bit. Do you think they were stopping those runs early on in the game? But
possibly. It looks
was
like
a long first quarter.
Looks like a change at nose tackle as well, which might be some of the issues here.
Again, they run out of the middle. Beautiful play. Fraser cutting back, and just number 46 making a saving tackle. Otherwise, Fraser would have gone to the house.
Oh my goodness, do you see the goal?
Huge amount of yards on that. Great blocking again from the guards on that offensive line. Sean enjoying that one.
Oh, sorry.
In the background.
It says the O-line that he got it. Oh my goodness.
It's the voice of our producer, Sean.
Great run there. Caesar's knocking on the door now, looking for that second score of the game.
Courtney Etienne, the other part of that 1-2 punch, will take the handoff, and he will try and dance around the edge, but he will not get round number 40 of the Birmingham Bulls, who comes up into the backfield, makes a nice play. Loss of yards on that. Loss of 2.
That pull was so nice. I'm gonna watch it again.
Flag down, folks.
Wonder what this could be. I didn't see the flag come in at all.
At the line of scrimmage. So something, maybe a hold at that line of scrimmage. Was a long discussion. It is against the Caesars. This looks like it was a dead ball foul. So they'll get marching back. After the great run-in from Sam Fraser to put him in this position, they're going to take 10 yards off him. They put the sticks because it was a second and goal. So It'll be a long way to go. Referee's just going to march this one off. Now discussions about the penalty. Up at the top of your screen, Van and Warner speaking to referee Joel. Vanden not happy with that, so Grant says get back to the sideline.
We just got that email.
Grant's forever the diplomat, isn't he?
Oh, always.
And Grant does a hell of a lot in terms of recruitment for the Caesars over the season as well. Just a massive amount. Really good at building those relationships and getting people to come to Nottingham. They will march the Caesars back finally after all that discussion. And it's a big one. It's a 15-yarder. We'll bring you some more from our sponsors. Let you know the other support that we've got from some of these great sponsors that are joining the Nottingham Caesars cause this season. But 2nd and 26 to go for a touchdown. They have to get into the end zone. McGovern will go over the middle. Caught again. Harrison just climbs the ladder. Touchdown, Caesars. 26-yard bomb to Harrison. And when you've got a big, tall receiver like Harrison, that's what you can do, right?
He's just gone straight up over the top of the defender, managing to pull it basically off the helmet of the defender. That's a great throw from Liam as well. He's put it up high, made sure that the defender's going to have a struggle to get to it. Lets his receiver go for it. Are we going to see the Caesars go for 2 again here? Or do you think they might try and kick it this time?
McGovern's still on the field. So, McGovern's thrown for 2 touchdowns in this first half. Timeout Caesars while they think about this 2-pointer. Grant wants to speak to Joel and say, look at this play I've drawn up. Like, if we ran this, would this be legal or what?
The answer is usually no if that's the question.
So we wonder what he's chatting to Joel about on the sideline there.
I mean, they do ask you pre-game if you have trick plays.
Caesars pulling away from the Bulls, but the Bulls have played well so far. Bulls coach now coming onto the field. He wants to see the play they're going to call.
Fine.
Liam's out there. One of the things that Caesars did last season was they rehearsed a lot of stuff during the games that they had during regular season that they didn't want it to run in the postseason. You know, the Caesars confident and fully expecting, I know it's very early, but a postseason run. But all sorts of plays would have been drawn up in that off-season and tried in practice, and that's what they're going to want to do, is try as many of those as they can before it really counts. Bulls ready to go. Timeout coming to an end for the Caesars. That's their first timeout. Whistle blows. Running up nice and quick. Here we go now. Liam under centre. And it will be a handoff. Close. Wait for the signal. Got it. Caesars in for 2. The running of Courtney Etienne, who played European League football last year. He's come in and gets 2 points on the board. Etienne with the score. So that's what all the talk was about. Thought we might see the old tush push, but we didn't. Etienne just takes the hand off and in he goes.
Yeah, just a big formation, get as many bodies in the way as possible and push forward.
Thanks to one of our sponsors, Muscle Food, who is helping the Caesars raise funds. And you can go to Muscle Food and fuel your body with high quality, high protein meats, meals and snacks, all at pocket friendly prices. If you go to musclefood.com and use the code BUILD-CAESARS, you will get 10%, you will get some money off, and 10% of the order value will go to the Caesars as well. So your purchase supports our fundraising efforts. So if you are in the gym and you are wanting to fuel your body with high quality, high protein meats, meals and snacks, then go and check that out. Also check out preppedpots.com. You can enjoy tasty, nutritious chef created healthy ready meals delivered to your door, starting at just £2.49 per meal, which I can tell you is very cheap actually. Kickoff, seizes after the score. Short will bounce in front of the returner, pick it up at the 18, immediately tackled. Great tackle that time by Dylan Pole, the RAF player, coming in with some good speed.
Yeah, great pursuit there on kickoff. Nobody blocked him and he just went straight down, took out the returner. Birmingham going to be taking the ball just past their 20-yard line. They're going to have a long way to go to pay dirt here. And you're going to think they'd want to put some points on the board before the end of the half, being down 2 scores at present.
Confidence of this Caesars team, you feel, is just building through the game. Wilkins, the veteran, comes back on. Jacques Detlaf, you can see there, number 56 at linebacker. He's onto the field now. They've got so much depth on this defensive squad. There were 14 defensive backs registered for this game. Just gives you an idea of the depth of this squad. Pitch this time. And nice running again to escape that, because Chris Else, who's running the ball there, he was all bottled up but managed to use that big body to find a gap, picks up positive yards. Good running from him.
Yeah, great running from him. Only managed to turn it into about 2 or 3 yards, but that was about 4 or 5 more than you were expecting him to gain. Big run, managing to get outside. I think that was number 21, Sam Pearson, couldn't quite make the tackle on the edge. And so managed to shake it around and get all the way through back to the line of scrimmage. He's been a good running back here. And the running back wearing 91 as well. Things you love to see.
He's converted from somewhere. 2nd and 8 for the Bulls, trying to get back into this game. Motion. Hand it off again to Elson. He will drag his tackler. But other Caesars arrive and pull him down. Strong guy, because he's got 97 hanging off his back, and that's John Richard Wohe, who's a beast in his own right, and might be feeling under the weather, but he's still making plays. Loss of half a yard.
Still an enormous push from the Bulls O-line though. You saw 2 or 3 Caesars defenders getting absolutely taken to the floor by the right guard and the right tackle just as the play was finishing. You just think if the Bulls can get one of those where they get that and that's the hole they're running at, there's a big gap to be opened there.
3rd and long for the Bulls after a couple of running plays. Tight end to the top. Caesars threatening blitz. Flag. It's going to be a false start. Looks, we think it's probably against the tight end number 82 of the Bulls. And because we haven't got the mic to the referees, then we must be correct, because he can't confirm one way or the other. Back it goes.
Interesting to see the motion the Bulls are using. They bring the up backs up across the formation and then send him back very quickly, just pre-snap. Can't tell if it's quite designed to be misdirection, if they just want to use him as a lead block, or they're trying to set something up for later. Could be all of them, to be honest. But it is an interesting little motion to be using there.
3rd and 14 for the Bulls. Still in Q2. Blitz comes again. They send 5. They'll get it away and picked. Now this is dangerous, but a quick tackle, quick thinking from number 82, the receiver, who manages to get the tackle immediately in. So, nice interception from the Nottingham Caesars. That's their 2nd pick. We've had one from Harry Johnson and now from another Caesars player. And the ball will be turned over again. So these DBs really making an impact.
Yeah, big interception. Not what the Bulls needed. They really needed points on that drive. And now it feels like the Caesars are starting to become in ascendancy here. You wonder whether a score here will really demoralise the Bulls, particularly just getting towards half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got great field position at their 28-yard line. The Bulls' 28-yard line, rather, now driving. 75, you're right. It's not back on the field now. They've got another big nose tackle in there, but it's not 75. Got good size on this defensive line of these Bulls. Now we've got another delay. It's because the game started early, and I think they've got all the time in the world, this lot. Oh, it's a timeout for the Bulls.
Got a game at 3:30, guys. Let's start running the ball.
The Bulls call a timeout. Let's hear about one of our other sponsors. Virtue Investigations. They're experts in patient safety, HR and complaints investigations for the health and social care sectors. So if you have any issues related to that, they're committed to providing the highest level of service tailored towards their organisational needs without putting undue strain on your internal resources. So if you're an organisation who is working in that sector, in patient safety, HR, and you want some special support from an organisation that knows what you need, then contact virtueinvestigations.co.uk, and thank you for their sponsorship this season as we get back to the live action. Caesars with the 1st and 10 after that pick. They're at their 27-yard line of the Bulls. McGovern with a lot of time now. Now he's running out of time, so he rolls to his right. Sees it open up in front of him, heading to the sideline. Pursuit from Chris Else, I think, number 91, who's playing linebacker as well as running back. And he'll chase McGovern out of bounds just for a yard on the scamper. McGovern taking the yards, but Else playing both ways.
Yeah, I mean, good by Liam as well. Just don't try and force the ball, particularly when you're sort of staring down at the end zone. Pick up a couple of yards, see what you can do on 2nd and 3rd down. I'm sure Grant has told him this is 4-down territory as well.
2nd and 9 for the Caesars. Looking to go 3 scores up. Motion from Bernard, who gets caught up in the line of scrimmage, trying to go over the top, just overthrown. Danger Man, who's Joel Idusuan, who's an absolute talent. We'll be pushing for GB in 2025, we think. Was very impressive at the 2024 GB trials. Only been playing the game since September, but really impressing coaches and other players.
Yeah, receivers having to step up with Oliver Tassin out for the season as well. They were expecting him to be their number 1 receiver, but a torn Achilles is going to put him out for the entirety of the year.
You saw him at the beginning of the game come out as a captain. 3rd down, they'll hand it, and it'll be close, but a nice tackle. The running that time was Courtney Etienne. They trust him on 3rd down to get it, but as you said, Simon, it's 4-down territory, right?
Yeah, definitely. We've not seen the Caesars kick at all today. Either of the PATs. They've both been 2-point tries. I'm expecting either that big formation again, try and just pick up a couple of yards with Draper. Etienne's been a nifty little runner there. Or you could even see McGovern, maybe that sort of play action, go to the flat. I'm expecting just to see them try and pick this up here. A couple of yards. I'm not expecting a shot to the end zone, which means Grant has probably called a shot in the end zone.
Exactly. 4th and 2. Going for it. Etienne in the backfield. Motion. They give to Etienne. Right hand side. He'll barrel into that line and he will get the 1st down. So he gets 3. He needed 2. Sticks move again.
Yeah, big pickup from Etienne there, but it was good. He knew what he needed to do. He didn't try and be fancy in the hole. You see some of these running backs on 4th and 2. They try and skip around. He just put his head down and said, let's get 2 yards, let's pick this up, move the chains forward. Caesars can still pick up another 1st down before getting in the end zone as well. So you think they've got a lot of chances at the end zone here.
Wonder what did happen to 75, because he was playing really well at the heart of that Bulls defence. Big number 99 now in for the Bulls. We don't know where 75 has gone. Etienne still in the backfield. Liam will look to his left-hand side. Time again. Gets it to Harrison. Close to the sticks. The Bulls arrive. He's tough to bring down, Harrison. He's strong. They finally get him to the ground, but after the whistle's blown. So that's right at the sticks. Sorry, Simon.
Really good catch by Harrison. He had 2 DBs basically draped on him. Liam manages to put it directly on his body, and he's brought that in. 1st and goal for the Caesars. I think
seem to be seeing something, don't they, in that area of the field, kind of hook to curl area. They're not really. Well, Liam's clearly seeing something there that the Bulls are not picking up. Number of successful plays to that area. motion again. Harrison at the top of the screen. Toby Binstead in motion. He's 6'6", number 85, the other tight end. They'll give it and they'll go nowhere. That's great defending from 0 and 45 of the balls. Coming in on the run blitz and they stuff it. Etienne loses 3.
I think Grieve is really struggling here as the sort of linchpin of the offensive line. He's let a lot of pressure through today. You've got to think he's going to try and stiffen up. 75 is back in the game now for the goal line stand.
Good to see him back in. If you're a Bulls fan. Second and goal from the Caesars. Etienne goes to McGovern's right. Play action. McGovern, designed QB run, trying to find the edge. Still manages to stay on his feet, does McGovern. Not going to get too much. The Bulls read it well. McGovern squeezes as much out of that play as he can.
I think McGovern's been backed up there. They're outside the 10-yard line now. I think when this ball gets spotted, it looks like the official's got his foot directly on the 10-yard line. So it'll be third and goal from the 10 here from the Caesars.
So that's back-to-back defensive line plays from the Birmingham Bulls, pushing the Caesars back from their own end zone, trying to stay with the Caesars and keep it to just a 2-score lead.
I think you've got to see Etienne run outside here. They're not getting anything up the middle, but with trips to the top of your screen, wouldn't be surprised to see a stretch handoff to the outside here.
Harrison in motion. They do give it to Etienne, and he will try and find the edge, but doesn't get much. Couple of yards, dives forwards. So 4th down again. Now, clearly you can go for it here. The Bulls will want to get a turnover on downs, but maybe you got a chance to put some additional points on. But these Caesars today, they're just not kicking by the looks of things.
No, seemingly not. And I wonder whether part of the equation is, even if the Bulls turn this ball over, the likelihood is they are going to be backed up. We've seen the issues with their punts so far today, being very close to being blocked. So I wonder whether the Caesars are going to take a shot here and go, well, we'll see if we can get a turnover on defence.
So here we go again on 4th down for the Caesars, trying to get into the end zone. Harrison, the danger man, top of the screen, but McGovern will look to the right-hand side. Got time, drills it, incomplete. Was trying to get it to Joel Meek or on a slant pattern. Plenty of time for McGovern, but just couldn't get the ball to him. So the Bulls will take over on downs again.
Yeah, great play there. I think Liam just threw the ball behind his receiver, Mikor. Nothing I think he could really do there. There was a DB in trail coverage. I think we're just getting the 2-minute warning here. That might explain the going for it as well, thinking Birmingham might not be able to drive down the length of the field.
Take this opportunity to tell you about the hardship fund that the Nottingham Caesars has. We know that the Caesars and the Hoods before that were a great part of everyone's lives here in Nottingham, and we want to make sure that players have access to play regardless of your social situation or your financial situation. With that in mind, we are fundraising for the hardship fund for when players are in need. Please do contribute to that if you can, as we get the Bulls on a 1st and 10 with a knifing play coming in there from the defensive back.
That looks like Will Hobbs driving down from the safety position.
The notes I've got on Will Hobbs says, team captain, old man. He'll like that. Still playing for GB is Will Hobbs, lots of experience. And if he's an old man, then I'm an even older man, because I've played with Will Hobbs back in the day as well. Great player. Makes the play on that one to stifle the opening run for the Bulls. You can see Hobbs at the top of the screen, and he will threaten blitz again, and he will come in on the blitz, and he does impact the play, takes on that lead block, so no gain again. Nice play from Will Hobbs, back to back.
Hobbs came up thinking he'd got the football as well.
He always does that, doesn't he?
To be fair, he does.
It's my ball. Ref says no way. Second and this will be 3rd down now for the Bulls.
I say I played about a season and a half with Will Hobbs. Fortunately, he was playing quarterback, so every time he came up with the ball, you were hoping he didn't have it.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the Caesars use any timeouts yet. I know they have 2 left, I believe.
They did use one just before the 2-pointer. So yeah, you're right. They got two left.
Two left. I
Yeah.
wonder if a stop here is going to be followed immediately by Caesar's timeout. Get the ball back with as much time as possible.
Pitch to the right-hand side. Well defended on the edge again by the Caesars. Maybe a pickup of 2 yards, but no more than that. That's the Mickey Fisher coming up again. Sorry, Harry Johnson. Keep getting their numbers mixed up. Mickey Fisher's in 20 today. Harry Johnson coming up with the good edge play. Bringing that safety up into the box. Stuffs the run. Timeout. You called it, Simon.
Is it timeout or is it half time? The ball went in the air as if it was half time. And with the way the players are sort of mingling on and off the field, I'm not entirely sure.
You are right. We are at half time with the score here at the University of Nottingham, home of the Nottingham Caesars this season. 14 to the Caesars, nothing to the Birmingham Bulls. Thank you for joining us for the first half. We're going to take a break, but we will be back with the second half action. Please do have a read of our sponsors, and we will join you after the break. See you then. Welcome back to the David Ross Sports Village, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your half time. We've been down to the field and picked up a Birmingham Bulls roster, so we should be able to provide you with some of the highlights for them as well in the second half. 14-0 down. My name's Karl Walkinshaw, and I'm joined for the second half by Simon Stockwell.
Good to be back, Karl. Been an interesting second half here. 14-0 to the Caesars in the first half.
And we've got Sean Endicott here producing and getting ready for his game at 3 o'clock against the under-19 Caesars. We'll be playing the Sandwell Steelers. If you can get down and watch that game, then do come down. We'll give you some news from that first half as well. One piece of news we did not get to, which we need to report on, but the kick is underway. The Bulls will receive this one, and they will pick it up at their 10-yard line and start the return. And now the returner back in off, beats one man, beats two, now turns back inside, changing direction again, and eventually the Caesars will get him down. Well, goes off to his left, then to his right, and back to his left again. In the end, ran about a long way horizontally, but did pick up some yards on the return. So they'll come out to about their 36.
Yeah, a lot of running for very little gain, but not great angles from the Caesars there. You'd have expected to try and contain him inside. It looked like number 7, Henry Scanlon, couldn't quite do that. Broke outside of him. I think he should have kept running north and south, but there we are. Ran back into the middle. Taking it for a good gain overall, though.
One piece of news from the first half that we'll get to after this play, but let's stick with the live action. It's actually the 23-yard line, not the 35 at all. The Bulls will start on the 23, and QB will go to the air and picked. First play of the second half, interception. It's that man again. We've called his name already, Harry Johnson. That's his second interception of the game. He's having a blinder today. 2 picks. And that's not the way you want to start if you're the Bulls.
No, definitely not. Stepped straight underneath the throw, picked it off. Couldn't quite get much on the return, but Caesars taking over with great field position and trying to put this game to rest early in the third quarter.
So, Caesars going to have excellent field position starting at the Bulls' 21-yard line going in at the beginning of this second half. We did have an ejection in that first half. You remember all the hand movements from the referees, and it ended up being an ejection. We'll let you know who that is in a second after this play. First down, you'll notice it's Alex Baldwin, number 4, in immediately under pressure, and he will go down. Welcome to adult football, Alex Baldwin, who's a second-year graduate from the under-19 squad, and the Bulls came with pressure on first down. Down he goes.
Big loss of yardage there. Baldwin didn't look like he had anything on. Scrambled back. Couldn't buy himself enough time for receivers to get open.
2nd and 21. Liam McGovern's been retired for the rest of the game because it's 14-0 up. So giving Alex Baldwin a chance to come on and play, get some experience under his belt at this level of the game. Harrison to the bottom of your screen. Baldwin will go to his running back and almost intercepted. It was red all the way. He was trying to get the ball to Robert Wands, who's a transfer from Leicester, number 23, but linebacker had that red, dangerous pass.
Not sure he saw the linebacker squatting in the flat there. Running back taking that sort of rail route from the backfield. He was open, but then the linebacker just sort of squatted. Nothing he could do there. Big collision as the ball reached the receiver.
So a hole for Alec Baldwin on his first series. Good field position though. So that interception with Harry Johnson, given the Caesars great field position, but this is a long third down to convert. You would think 4 down territory, so maybe just a handoff. No, we will drop pressure over the head at Harrison. So Harrison was open, but that pressure from Big 75, who's been great all game long. We'll get a name for you if we can on 75. Just checking the roster here that we have been given. We'll come back to that. But just to let you know that James Simpson of the Nottingham Caesars was ejected earlier on in the game, so he will not be returning all the big offensive linemen. Bit of a tussle between him and the Birmingham Bulls. And it was actually Steve O'Callaghan, number 75, for the Bulls on that play. And also, he was the one that was tussling away with James Simpson in that first half that resulted in the ejection. So James Simpson won't return. 4th down, snap is off, pressure immediately. Whoa! Everyone got a shot catching that, but the ball would not go into anyone's hands, so it will turn over.
It was a free play.
No, it was a free play.
The Bulls jumped offside, that's why they took the shot deep.
So
Baldwin did well to stand in there. That's 2 plays in a row. He stood in under pressure and delivered a pretty accurate throw. I mean, the first one was just maybe a touch high. That one, free play. You're going to throw it up even if there are defenders there and hope you can get something. But it looks like it's going to be 4th and about 15, would you say now?
well, they seem to have given close to, it's a 5-yard penalty, you're right. So for 4th and 13, 4th and 14 for the youngster Alex Baldwin coming in. Just 21 years old. 2nd year from that under-19 squad. Showed he had a good arm when I was watching him warming up earlier on, so we'll see whether he can find someone on this 4th down. Drop him back again. He will go down the sideline, and there is that arm, but he throws over the top of his intended receiver. That will not find the mark. So turnover on downs to the Nottingham Caesars. He was trying to get the ball to Selassie Sosi, who's the NTU speedster. 12 touchdowns this season for him, but not on that play.
No, just threw it a bit too far out of bounds. I think if he'd have kept it in that back pylon, the receiver would have had a free shot at that ball. The defender seemed to drop off him. I think that would have been a clean touchdown there for the Caesars, but as it is, turnover on downs, the Bulls will get the ball back.
So that interception by Harry Johnson doesn't do any harm to the Bulls campaign. Still just 2 scores down. But they're going to have to show something on offense, and certainly they were nervous coming out, throwing that interception on the very first play of Q2. Pistol formation then trips to the bottom. Caesars with 3 down linemen, and they will just send the 3, but there's pressure from Wosi. But what a catch and what a throw! Wosi hits the quarterback, but they managed to get that reception to the receiver. Jonathan Williams, number 1, makes the reception on that for the Bulls. Great catch and great throw.
When the QB let that go, I thought that was going back the other way again. I had no idea that he's going to be able to thread that in there to Jonathan Williams. That was a great throw, and Williams doing a great job to adjust to the ball as well. Over his inside shoulder, managing to get up there and take the ball.
It's Guy Spencer, number 15 for the Bulls in at QB. This one will be a handoff to a new running back. Maybe a pickup of a couple. Remember Jonathan Williams from the games last season. Good wide receiver. So the Bulls swapping their backfield. In comes Chris Else again into that backfield. He'll line up with Spencer in a pistol formation. Run, hit and dropped. Manages to push his way forward for a gain of 3 yards, does Else. Tackle made by Karim Hamdi.
I wonder whether Birmingham are still a little bit tired from that first half. The hole opened wide there, but Chris Else couldn't quite hit it with speed. You saw 2 defenders just sort of fold in, taken to the ground. It's going to bring up, I believe, a 3rd and long here for the Bulls.
3rd and 8 upcoming. Else in the backfield with Spencer. Williams to your near side and twins to the top. Blade plane dead. Timeout Bulls. So what do they want to talk about here?
It's a difficult one. You wouldn't think to call a timeout this early. I wonder whether they think it's going to be some sort of crucial drive to get points on the board. If they can bring it back to a 1-score game, then make their life a little bit easier.
Talk about one of our other sponsors, Pizza Box. And this whole stream is sponsored by Pizza Box, so we do thank them. They're the Nottingham's finest wood-fired pizza. They have all sorts of events, catering and tailored to your needs for weddings, birthday parties, hen and stag do's. You can contact them at Pizza Box Nottingham or check them on Facebook. Pizza Box Nottingham at Facebook. So here we go with this long 3rd and 9 from the Bulls. Spencer picked by Wilkins. Andrew Wilkins trying to get the return heading to the sideline. Andrew Wilkins, a veteran linebacker, dropping into that hole position. Picks the ball off, and the old man still making plays. Good to see.
Great to see Wilkins still making plays. Pressure applied by Henry Scanlon, number 7, blitzing off the edge from that outside linebacker role. He manages to get Spencer to throw the ball up. It was an errant throw, and Wilkins can just go pick that off. Looked like there was a little bit of afters just at the end of the play there between some of the Caesars and the Bulls players. He's starting to get a little bit chippy. 2 interceptions thrown early in the 3rd quarter will probably do that for your team.
It's 2 interceptions that have shut down these drives for this Q3 opening exchange. So, Alex Baldwin, the QB, gets another chance to come onto the field. Last time nearly threw an interception of his own. Maybe a few nerves need to settle down and he'll get ready to play. Baldwin with a 1st and 10 at the Bulls 32. Looks into the flat and gets that to his running back. Looking to get the edge and will. Nice drive starter. Pickup of 6. The reception was made by Robert Wands.
Yeah, nice opening play there for Baldwin. Just take the easy completion, send it off to the sideline, let the running back do the work. He looks a little bit jittery in the pocket, sort of bouncing up and down on his feet. You wonder if he just needs a little bit of time to settle into the game, settle into the rhythm of adult football. It's a much different speed to junior football, isn't it? I think he's just getting himself used to how quickly things move.
So, Alex Baldwin with his first completion, 2nd and 5. Harrison in motion, hand off to Wands up the middle, and Wands will dive close to the sticks. Just a little bit short, but nice and manageable on 3rd down. You've got a choice about what you can do here.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. If McGovern was in at quarterback, I'd be saying take a shot at the end zone here. You'd feel like, even though they've had some issues running, you'd feel like they'd pick up 4th and inches. I wonder whether this is just going to be a handoff to Wands up the middle, and I think the extra tight end in there might be there for the extra blocker.
3rd and 1, they do hand it off to Wands, who will pick it up left hand side and more. Picks up a gain of 6. So nice blocking at the point of attack for the Caesars. And this will move the sticks. So Alex Baldwin gets the offense moving.
About 18 yards to go to the end zone. Can Baldwin keep leading them down there? It's been a good drive so far. Pretty methodical. No big plays, but no mistakes either.
Harrison and Bernard are the 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Baldwin takes a snap and he will go to Harrison on a screen. Harrison, one man to beat, and that man just holds on. Harrison is a big man to bring down, and all the Bulls players arrive to get him down. Minimal pickup, but again, Baldwin with a nice safe completion, building his confidence, moving down the field. Actually picked up 5 yards as well, so nice job.
Yeah, Coach Lawless here, the offensive coordinator, clearly trying to build up Baldwin's confidence. Asking him to make difficult throws early into a game, early into his adult career is probably not the wise thing to do. Given those nice easy completions, just let him throw the ball, keep the ball moving as well. The running game's doing a good job of that.
Danzil Kazov, number 80, checks in. They'll hand the ball to Wands with another big hole and a spin move close to the sticks again. Wands with some nice moves up the middle. Birmingham Bulls defense finding it hard now to shut down this attack of the Nottingham Caesars, who just keep coming. Haven't kicked a ball yet.
Back into 3rd and inches again. 2nd set of downs resulting in 3rd and inches. Wonder if it's just going to be another run up the middle to try and pick it up.
Selassie Sosu is the single wide receiver to the top of your screen. Baldwin will just give to Wands, trusty running back, and he'll trip, but probably got enough for 1st down yards. And this will make it 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line for the Nottingham Caesars, looking for their 3rd score. Feels like the Caesars have dominated, but only the 2 scores to show for it.
Yeah, they keep seeming to get themselves either. There's been a couple of times with big penalties that's absolutely killed the drive, and a couple of times they just got to 4th down. Particularly, they got to 4th down in the red zone and couldn't convert it. I think not kicking has probably cost them about 6 or 9 points so far this game.
Bernard and Harrison to the bottom. Selassie to the top, but it's Wands again, met by 2 Bulls players, and will twist and turn his body for extra yards. Picks up 5. Inching ever closer. The inevitable seems to be a 3rd score, but they've got to play the downs. The Bulls need to do something on defense. Big number 75, he's on the field. Steve O'Callaghan, he's been the one that's been making plays, along with Dom Hill, number 97. They need a play from one of these star players to stuff up this attack from the Caesars. Flag, free play, back of end zone. Harrison gets his feet down. Touchdown, Caesars. Will it stand? We think it will. We think it's offside against the Bulls.
That's a great play by Baldwin, managing to draw them offside with the hard count and then a perfectly thrown ball. I don't think he could have thrown it any better for Harrison. I think the ball was basically touching the back fence as he caught it. I think the officials are having a discussion around whether the play was blown dead or not, because you would have thought people would be lining up for the 2-point try.
Picking up the flag.
I think the Caesars
See
are
where they
moving back.
place the ball.
From the sign the official just made, who had the ball, he's pointed as if the Caesars are going to move back, but
Nah, he just said
no,
touchdown.
Touchdown confirmed. So
Okay, just confirm.
20-0 currently, and they're going to go for 2. Everyone lined up within the box now. Baldwin with Wands in the backfield with him. We saw this earlier on. Baldwin will keep it himself and try and find the edge, and he will not. That's a nice takedown from the Bulls, number 8. Corey Greening comes in to make the tackle.
it looked like Baldwin had some issues with the under centre handoff. Not very often you see teams go under centre either. In the British game, a lot of pistol, a lot of shotgun, and he just seemed he couldn't quite get the ball out. I think he wanted to hand it off to Wands, but just the delay was too long from him being given the ball to be able to turn around.
So a 6-yard touchdown catch to Harrison. We want to thank our sponsors, Bierkeller and Shooters. Based in Nottingham, they offer a unique blend of Bavarian hospitality and sports entertainment. Located right in the heart of the city centre, and these joint venues provide authentic German beers, unmissable live sporting action shown on the biggest non-cinematic LED screens in Nottingham. Whether you're a fan of traditional beer halls or live sports, check out the Bierkeller and Shooters for an unforgettable experience. You can find them on Facebook. Check out Nottingham Bierkeller, and on Instagram, Nots Bierkeller. Look forward to seeing you there. Back to the live action. Caesars getting ready for their kickoff. 20-0 up. What can the Bulls do, Simon?
It's difficult to say. We've not seen many explosive plays from them. The biggest plays we've seen probably a 15-yard run. Not much going through the air either. You've got to hope either they can spring a couple of big runs as the Caesars defense gets tired, or I don't know, break off one lucky pass, try and get a hard count and throw the ball deep.
Another delay just to sort out something on the sideline.
Looks like a medic.
Yeah.
Medic coming over from the Caesars sideline to help out a Bulls player. We're ready to go. That unconventional kickoff formation for the Caesars. The ball will be kicked to the 12, picked up there by Jonathan Williams, who will dance his way around for a bit before the Caesars arrive. Still going, still going. Well, He hit and managed to get an additional 5-6 yards after contacting Williams. So thrown a flag. So Will Hobbs, top of the screen, number 30, and 82 for the Bulls, Nicholas Bling, got into it a little bit there at the end of that play. Initially, the referee looked at it and didn't throw the flag. Then he changed his mind and threw it. So we'll have to see who that's against.
I think it's a different ref. The closest one said no, the furthest one said yes.
Unsportsmanlike against Will Hobbs by the looks of it. So that'll be a 15-yarder in the Bulls' favour that they will add on to Jonathan Williams' return. And they will march right back into Caesars territory. So Simon, this is their best shot, right?
I was going to say this. I think this is the Bulls' best starting field position of the game so far. They're going to need about 40 yards here to score. Let's just see where the ball finishes up. Yeah, I think 41 yards here for the Bulls to score. We've seen a few good runs. The sort of inside gap runs where they've got the tight ends folding. A couple of toss plays to the outside. But I think the passing game really needs to step up. I think Spencer at quarterback needs to have a bit of a resurgence here if the Bulls want to try and get anything out of this game.
Jonathan Williams has shown that he can make some plays. Chris Els, the running back in the backfield. They are Gary Spencer's main weapons. Lots of delays and stop-start, not much flow to these Bulls drives. Pistol formation for the Bulls. Motion. They'll give to Else up the middle. Nice hole. Doesn't get contacted until that second line of defence. He picks up 9.
It'll be interesting to see the Bulls' game plan here. Second down, 1 yard, inches to go. I wonder what they're going to do here, Karl. Are they just going to try and keep the running game going? They've made some big holes so far. Or will they go for something a bit more unconventional?
Second and short to convert. They'll give it again, and Else will convert and pick up another 6. Nice little movement there from Gary Spencer on the handoff. Looked like he was retaining the ball, but the ball had been handed off. And it looks like, Simon, it's the latter of what you were saying, the former rather, of what you were saying. You know, just keeping that ball on the ground, need to get a score on the board, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if this is just going to be their game plan now. Can't quite trust Spencer through the air.
Handoff Else up the middle, and he will be hit, but manages to fight his way out. 2-3 tackles, Chris Else. Good strength. He should have been dumped for a 2-yard loss. Picks up 3 yards on that. We've seen that a couple of times from him.
Yeah, he should have been. I couldn't quite see. It might have been Matt Barnard, the first to make contact with Chris Else in the backfield. Couldn't bring him down. Else has probably gained about 5 yards more than he was expected to out of that. That's what the Bulls need. They just need to keep marching down the field. They need to keep stringing positive plays together.
Defensive coordinator for the Caesars will be disappointing. Some of the missed tackles in the backfield that the Caesars could have had. But doesn't take anything away from Chris Else's running. He's been one of the highlights for the Bulls. He'll get the ball again. This time he will wrap him up. That's Hank Henry Scanlon, the special teams captain, coming in to make a play. A loss of 1 yard.
Interesting to see him step down. He's been playing outside linebacker for most of the game, and he put his hand in the dirt there. He started off his career as a defensive end, transitioned himself to sort of basically anywhere on the front 7 you'd like him to play. That time he stepped down, put his hand in the dirt. I noticed 4 defensive linemen. I wonder whether the Caesars are going to start adjusting from that 3-4 defense into more of a 4-3.
3rd and 8 for the Bulls to try and keep this promising drive alive. Pistol formation. Spencer will drop back to pass, and he will loft one again to Jonathan Williams. He just lost his footing at the 2-yard line. They've got Spencer and Williams have have hit that a couple of times, Simon. It's one of they do it really well, that pass to the flat.
That was the same route combination as the one where we saw earlier. We couldn't quite believe it got completed. But Williams just not being able to keep his feet. I think the turf monster got him there just as he was going towards the end zone. And you worry that Williams now thinks Chris Else is going to steal his thunder.
They're going quick. Spencer will try and sneak it in. Very close, but not in. So the Caesars defense stiffen on first down, but the Bulls now really knocking on the door. You always want to, as a defensive coordinator, keep a clean sheet, but this has been a good drive from the Bulls.
Yeah, particularly when points against are the tiebreaker, when it comes all the way through to the postseason. You want to keep as few points on the board as possible. I was surprised to not see them give that to Chris Else there. I was expecting to see a bit more of a push rather than give it to Spencer, the quarterback. But they were going quick, trying to catch the Caesars out.
2nd and goal, 2.5 yards for payday for these Bulls. Else is in the backfield. Tight end in right hand side. Motion now. More blockers for Else, but they go the other side. Else trying to get over the top. Doesn't get in, but Max picks up another yard and a half. This will be now from the 1 yard line. Interesting play. They overload the right hand side and then run the counter back to the left.
I think one of the Caesars defenders was tripped up on the floor, but just manages to trip Else up in the process. Else, as he tried to leap over, couldn't quite clear him. It's going to be third. I think that's basically 3rd and inches there. I think the ball's inside the 1 yard line.
Got Wohi and John Winter at that defensive line, along with Karim Hamdi. Here we go. They're going shotgun. Else is in the backfield. Motion again. Looks like the same play. This time Spencer will try and keep it himself. Tiptoes in. Touchdown Bulls. Gary Spencer. And what actually looked like a bit of a broken play.
I was going to say that, Karl. It didn't look like Spencer was supposed to keep that ball, but he's made the best of a bad situation. And if he turns into a touchdown, I don't think it's a broken play. I think that's exactly how they decided to draw that one up.
So the Bulls get on the board. It all started with the personal foul of Will Hobbs back on the kickoff that gave him that great field position into Caesars territory. And the Bulls do get on the board.
Now, will we see the first kick of the game? Spencer's staying out there. I wonder whether they're going to go for 2 as well.
So the Bulls trying to get back into it. Pull it back to make it... It'll be a 2-score down anyway. Similar formation. Else in the backfield in that pistol. From the 3 for 2 yards. There's the motion. We've seen that a number of times, but this time they will go into the flats and in. Nice play from the Bulls. They run the same motion, so it looks like the same play, but they run a lot of different things, a lot of different wrinkles with that formation, and it's Joe Parsons that goes in for the 2 points. Might be a flag down. We'll get a check on that. Let's just take this opportunity to tell you about Build with Muscle Food. Muscle Food is an ability for you to fuel your body with quality high-protein meats, meals and snacks, all at pocket-friendly prices. Go to musclefood.com or go to preppedpots.com to enjoy tasty, nutritious, chef-created, healthy, ready meals delivered to your door from just $2.49 per meal. You need to check them out. That's a really good price. That all helps the Caesars raise funds every time you purchase something from musclefriendly.com or preppedpots.com. And we're pleased to have them on board this season as one of our sponsors. So, 20-8. To the Nottingham Caesars, still in charge, will not have wanted to give that score away, but you have to say the Bulls deserved it. A good running from Else to get him down there, and Spencer takes it in.
Yeah, Else is doing a really good job carrying the Bulls offense at the moment. Spencer, we talked about his inaccuracy in the first half, but he seems to have adjusted for that in the second half. I'm trying to figure out, we said there was a flag on the play on the two-pointer. I'm trying to work out if this is going to be, by the looks of it, almost 15 yards on the balls. They are lined up so incredibly deep into their own half.
It was some sort of after the play thing on the balls.
Yeah, so some kind of dead ball foul has put the Bulls in a hole in terms of kicking this one back to the Caesars. You would imagine Caesars will get good field position. Chris Else is the man holding the ball and will do the kicking duties. So he does everything. We've seen him running the ball, playing defense. Now he's going to kick it off as well.
Let's hope he's got a big leg. He's going to overcome that 15-yard penalty.
It's a low-driven kick which will be fielded at the Caesars 29. They'll switch again and the return is on. Some nice running. Again, right back into Bulls territory. Through the running of Sam Fraser.
That was big contact as well at the tackle point. I think Fraser and the Bulls on the kick coverage contacted at speed and both of them went nowhere.
Alex Baldwin still on, trusting him to keep the Caesars in the fight, as he'll just hand this one off to James Draper that time, the running back. He'll pick up 4 yards to open this series. The Bulls, if they can get a turnover or they can make something happen on this set of downs, still very much in this game. If they can get one score back, they'll hand this one to Draper again. He finds a big hole and was just one tackle away from really getting close to that sideline and running down that end zone. It was 54 that came in to make the tackle.
That was a good tackle by him as well. Draper looked like he had a lot of space and just managed to get him there. Was that Sean Cookson of the Bulls? Just managing to get at Draper's legs.
3rd and short. Baldwin will go. The ball comes up again. Well defended that time from Wesley Thomas Robinson, number 83, defensive back, who just got his hand in there to bat that one up into the air.
Yeah, it looked like Barnard couldn't quite pull it in. I do wonder whether the official being stood almost directly in front of the ball will have had something to do about that as well. Baldwin was threading a needle between the official and the defender there.
4th and 1. Baldwin again, a chance to convert on 4th down and keep this drive alive for the Caesars. Bulls will want to get them off the field right here. Running back is hitting the backfield, keeps his legs going. It's going to be ever so close.
I think he's going to be just short. I think that first contact was enough to make him have to bounce it to the outside. Where the looks of both officials are coming in, I don't think he's going to quite get the yard to gain.
It's Ben Pugh.
Oh, wow,
they're
giving
going
it.
to give it. Wow. Well, from up here, the angle looked like it was going to be short. Felt like the Bulls defended that well, but Ben Pugh just doing enough. So the Bulls with a chance to get the Caesars off the field. I feel that went a little bit unfairly against them, but nevertheless, the referees have a better view than we do up here. 4 receivers, 4 targets for Baldwin. Ben Pugh in the backfield. Dropping back. Good protection. Trying to get to Scott Bernard. But actually there was a wide open Mark Martin, number 13, streaking down the field as well.
It looks like Baldwin just looked to the wrong seam. The safety was in the middle of the field at the start of the play. Wanders over to the offense's left. And Mark Martin was running completely uncovered. I think Baldwin, if he'd put it on him, was looking at his second passing touchdown of the game there.
Martin, number 13, still on the field. He's the lead of those two receivers. Harrison with an orbit motion, hand off to Pugh, and he nearly gets round number 83. He's got good feet for a big man, as Ben Pugh.
I've always heard him referred to as Twinkle Toes.
That's what we call
You
him.
don't expect him to be as nifty as he is at the size he is.
When a defensive lineman, where he was playing at NTU, played defensive line, converts to running back, and then shows the feet that Ben's got, you've got to give him a nickname, right? You can't let him get away with that.
I think Twinkle Toes is about as good as it gets in that case. I think we're now entering the fourth quarter.
Signs go up. We're into Q4. So the Birmingham Bulls still in it, but the Nottingham Caesars having the ball, driving down the field to try and put them out of it, put the nail in the coffin for these Birmingham Bulls. 20-8, but an interesting Q3.
Very interesting Q3. Much quicker than I think the 2 quarters that preceded it as well. A lot more running here. I wonder whether we see Birmingham are running the ball a lot more and they feel a lot more comfortable running it. With Baldwin now coming in at quarterback, we were told at halftime it was a predetermined switch pre-game that they were going to give Baldwin some playing time. And I wonder now whether they're just keeping the ball on the floor. It does seem the Caesars seem to be a little bit more steady, just complete the short passes, run the ball a little bit more. So the clock is winding quickly. You've got to think the Bulls are going to need a turnover and probably a relatively quick score here if they want a shot, if they want at least one shot, if not two, of going down against the Caesars to try and take the lead.
These teams will play each other again, obviously later on in the season. This first home game for the Nottingham Caesars to open their Week 1 account here in the NFC1 Midlands division. And they're trusting Baldwin to stay on the field. Not brought starter Liam McGovern back in, even when the Bulls scored, which shows confidence in their quarterback. The under-19 graduate, just returning for his second season with the Caesars. 3rd and 9.
Looked like a twitch from Sogberson on the line, number 72.
You got Big Victor, who played for NTU, then went on to play for UON, and now playing for the Nottingham Caesars. But they'll call it against him on that. 3rd and 15.
I think the Caesars are going to have to put the ball in Baldwin's hands here if they want to convert. 3rd and 15 is a long way to go on the ground, and we've not seen a 15-yard run yet from them, I don't think.
Twins to the top. Baldwin looks that way, but tries to hit Pugh on the back, out of the backfield. Ball tipped and incomplete.
Looked like the sort of standard mesh rail you see across the league nowadays. You had 2 receivers short across the middle, running back coming out. The running back's the primary read there. It's who he wants to throw the ball to. I think a bit too high, and as we saw earlier as well, the linebackers like squatting in those kind of areas. And even though Pugh didn't catch it, I think there'd have been heavy contact if he did.
4th down. They're at the 33-yard line, so they are going to bring out the punter to pin these Bulls deep. Well, the snap is low, does get it off. It's a high kick. It's a really good kick. Bounces at the 10 and to the 8. So that's where the Bulls will take over. Now, they still have a shot to get into this game, but they have to do something with this drive.
Definitely, they need to get down the field, and with, I think we both agree, a bit of speed here as well. They can't take 8 or 9 minutes off the clock here like they would do on their normal drive. They need to really only take 3 or 4 minutes off, because they know the Caesars, they're going to have to turn the ball over from the Caesars. They're not making mistakes either, the Caesars. You don't think they're going to give it back to them for free. So I think it's going to have to be a quick turnover. It looks like Spencer's play call sheet has just blown out off his wristband. You can see the 2 bits just coming off him as he ran to the huddle. I wonder how he's going to deal with that.
We'll see whether he can cope without it. The big play we've seen is that little flare out from Spencer to Jonathan Williams. So the Caesars will want to locate where Williams is. He's not actually on the field at the moment. Spencer That's an immediate false start, and everyone points at the tight end that time, who is Nicholas Blinn.
It's one of those, I don't even think you need to throw the flag. I think the centre's basically turned up and walked the ball backwards, but it looks like the Bulls will be on their 2-yard line here. So they're going to have to get 88 yards on what is quite a slow and methodical offence, but they need to take it at speed as well.
Tom Wentnick came over and picked up those 2 pieces of paper you were saying floating around, so they obviously were important. Spencer now backed up, hand it off to Else. Else will barrel his way. Someone's got his leg under there. He's not going anywhere else, so that's 4 yards. He's so tough to bring down. Even the first contact, he's always picking up 3-4 yards after.
Yeah, definitely. Elsa's done a really good job of that all day. He's probably picked up about 15 or 20 yards he had absolutely no right to, either just through breaking contact or simply running a guy over. He's been a great standout for the Bulls offense here.
Spencer running back in with the play. It was a good play for the Bulls because it means they're just back in a chance where they can convert this series of downs and keep the ball moving, which is what they've got to do if they're going to stay in this game. 2nd and 7. Handoff again, Else up the middle, trying to roll his way for more, and then the offensive line arrive. He will back into that defense for a gain of about 3, being up a manageable 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Looks like Else just keeps running. They can't really do much with him here. And you wonder whether Spencer is really wanting to go to the air a lot, particularly this close to the end zone. However, 3rd down and 3, like you said, Karl. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bulls do and what they go for. Looks like a couple of personnel changes here for the Caesars. Henry Scanlon coming back on, maybe as a pass rusher here on 3rd down.
Jonathan Williams, number 1 for the Bulls, not on the field. This would suggest they're just going to hand it to Else and see what he can get up the middle again. Really hasn't been any other targets. They'll go with the end around this time, something we haven't seen, and that will go absolutely nowhere. Stuffed. They tried to turn the corner, but the play of Sam Pearson has been great, and just no chance for the runner. Actually lose 6 yards.
Yeah. It was an interesting one to go to the end around there on 3rd down, particularly when running up the middle has done so well for them. That feels more like a 1st or 2nd down play to me, Karl. I'd be expecting a little bit more direct attack here from the Bulls, and it looks like they are going to have to punt away.
So punting from their end zone again. This has happened a lot of times for these Bulls today. It's Martin Bryan on the field
I don't think
to
the
punt.
knows where the back of the end zone is.
Bryan will just get it away, but it's very, very short. He was under all sorts of pressure. That's touched by a Caesar player. Now, that's 1st down Bulls. Well, what a mistake from the Nottingham Caesars. They've just handed the ball back to the Bulls, and that was Michael Romano, number 39, who was actually down on the field, who touched the football. Well, Simon, I mean, talk about just handing him the ball.
I know. I'm not quite sure what Mike Romano... Well, I know what Mike Romano was thinking there. The blocked punt. So there was definitely pressure through. And I wonder if he panicked about what happens on a blocked punt, because you see them very rarely. You're not entirely sure what goes on. But he did try to pick it up, and it looked like at the last second it just bounced out of the way. Yeah, he does appear to be down in quite significant amounts of pain.
I mean, Michael Romano is an American. I mean, he was the quarterback coach last year for the Nottingham Caesars, so you would think he would understand the rules. I don't know what was going through his head, but we're just having a look at it now. Definitely touched the ball, and the Birmingham Bulls, smart play to be right there to pick that ball out of the air.
If you look at it closely, there's a possibility that on the run in, he might just about a step or two out obtain the injury that he's currently laid on the floor with, because he looks like he just sort of catches himself up there.
It's Michael Bryan that was punting for the Bulls.
Looks like number 8 for the Bulls there manages to pick the ball up as well.
Great play by him. Corey Greening with the recovery for the Birmingham Bulls. So a massive play. Now, can the Bulls do something with it? That's the question.
Let's get that. Whoever it is.
39, Michael Romano getting back to his feet. You can see him there, just being walked off. And so the Bulls with the biggest play for them of the game, really.
Yeah, Bulls being gifted about 30 yards of field position there. And it's not often you see a blocked punt, and even rarer that you see a blocked punt that then gets muffed by a returner. But it was great pursuit from Greening, you've got to say. Most teams might just abandon that after a blocked punt and just go, oh well, you know, it's not going to go very far. But if Greening hadn't run after it, he'd not been there for when Romano fumbles the ball. And the Bulls are going to take over. I still think they're taking too much time off the clock. If they were really insistent about trying to get the win here, they need to start moving quicker.
Spencer will take over. Back to work at the 30-yard line for the Bulls after that punt. And he'll loft this one, and does he give it straight back to the Caesars? He does.
He won't. It's going to be called roughing the passer. Karim Handy. And it's going to be the worst roughing the passer that Karim Handy bull rushed the centre all the way back, and the centre turns around and throws him into the quarterback. But that's the defensive lineman's fault, apparently. So by the looks of it, I'm expecting this to be called back.
Nice spot, Simon. So whilst I was watching my old friend Andrew Wilkins make what he thought was going to be his second interception of the game. Holding. Offense.
They called the hold on it.
Declined. Wilkins gets his second pick of the day. First down, Caesars. So they wipe the special teams error off the board.
Am I just a disillusioned old defensive lineman not expecting a holding call to be called in Britain?
Miracles do happen, Simon. Wilkins gets a pick and the Caesars get the ball back.
It seems Caesars have used their holding call of the year. You only ever get 1 or 2.
First down, Caesars.
Is it the fourth quarter?
We're into Q4. Baldwin back on the field. Twinkle toes to his right hand side. Ben Pugh. He'll bring it down and throw it to Harrison, who straight arms one man and picks up 15 for the first down. Great play from Harrison.
Yeah, great gain of 15 yards there from Harrison on a simple little hitch route. He's so strong, isn't he? Shakes one guy off, and it's going to take 2 or 3 to bring him down every time.
Been impressed with Baldwin as well, especially the last couple of series.
Yeah, definitely. Baldwin seems to have settled into it a touch more. Just seems a little bit more comfortable, that one. It was a good decision to throw the ball there if it was an RPO.
Twins at the top. Pugh will take this one, dances one way, barrels his way through one man, and then finally brought down. He'll gain 9. Some big blocks going in there from Victor, who says he wants a flag at the top of the screen, doesn't get one.
I think Vic was closer to being called for holding himself than the defensive lineman was, but what a run by Twinkle Toes.
Yeah, he showed great feet and then showed power, didn't he? You know, the first man he dances around, second man he just bulldozes. Birmingham Bulls player down on the field currently. Victor Sogmanson way down the field on that block.
I've never seen Vic that far down the field before.
Let's hear from one of our other sponsors. We want to tell you about Virtue Investigations. They are experts in patient safety, human resources and complaints investigations for the health and social care sector. So if you need that kind of service, then do get in touch with them. They are qualified investigators that work efficiently and effectively to provide impartial and reliable results. They understand the unique challenges and complexities of investigating healthcare incidents, and they work in partnership with their clients and are committed to providing the highest level of service tailored towards your organizational needs. without putting strain on your internal resources. That's virtualinvestigations.co.uk. Thank you for their support. Back to the game. It's the Bulls number 45 that is down on the field currently. And I think that was a result, that's Robert Abel. I think it was a result of that hit from Ben Pugh just coming up the middle.
Yeah, quite possibly. Pugh absolutely lowered his shoulder and delivered the hit there, managing to gain an extra few yards through the contact. You've got to say, Ben Pugh has been a great runner for the Caesars here in the second half. He's really taken the stress off of Baldwin, because you always just feel like you can hand it off and Ben Pugh can just keep the chains moving.
There he is, number 35. You're looking at him there, as you are the rest of this high-powered Nottingham Caesars offense. Put 20 points on the board today. Do you feel like they've got to their full potential today, Simon, or is there more for them to give?
I think there's definitely more for them to give. It seems like the kind of standard first game you'll often see for teams. A few miscues, a few errors, a couple of extra penalties you wouldn't expect later on in the season, whether that's delay of games or personal fouls. So I reckon the Caesars could definitely put more points on the board. They just need to sharpen up a little bit. I think you can tell they're almost there. There's just been a few plays they've missed by a little bit, and it's cost them big chunks of yardage as well.
Robert Abel makes his way back to the Birmingham Bulls number 45 to the sideline under his own steam. That's good to see, as the Caesars, after that run, just a little bit short of that first down, so it's going to be second and a yard and a half for Baldwin. Hand it off to Pugh again. Pugh will barrel into that line and keep his feet moving for the first down, and he will be very close to the end zone. This is going to be first and goal from inside the 1 for Ben Pugh, and they're going to go fast to try and catch the Bulls defense off balance. Play comes in.
I reckon it's just the same play again.
Grieve treks with his quarterback. They're going to play action and go to the flat, incomplete, trying to get Harrison. Decent coverage out there that time by the Bulls. You wonder why he wouldn't just hand it off.
Well, I do wonder if it's one of the... So Coach Lawless is known for putting RPOs in his playbook. There was heavy pressure up the middle. If Baldwin had time to read that, he may have thought that Harrison to the sideline would have been the better option. Sticking in the same formation here, though.
Here we go. Baldwin this time will hand to Pugh, who tries to find something. Lots of balls arrive, and he's not going to get anywhere. He's going to lose 2 yards. Was hit in the backfield, and then the Bulls did a really nice job on the goal line play, just staying with that running back.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 men round the ball, basically as Pugh got hold of it. You've got to wonder, what can the Caesars do here? Every time they seem to get towards the end zone, and there just seems something goes wrong with these running plays. They can't quite get the push with the offensive line to get the movement going.
Bunch formation for the Nottingham Caesars. 3rd and goal, trying to get in. Baldwin under centre this time with 3 running backs in the backfield. This one's a pitch, cut back, and he won't get in either. That time they gave it to Courtney Etienne, and who else comes in to make the tackle?
I looked at number 91 getting up, and I couldn't believe that was Chris Else. He's gone from being a running back to being a linebacker, and he's still making tackles in the backfield. We're going to be 4th and goal here for all the Caesars. And what has it been? 1 pass, 2 runs, -4 yards. You'd think maybe Baldwin's going to take this to the air. It feels a touch too long, really, to give to Etienne out the backfield here. And the spread look might agree with me there.
This Bulls defense has been equal to the Nottingham Caesars offense a lot of times during this game. Baldwin will take the snap and he will go play action, trying to get it to Bernard, who was the opening scorer for the Caesars. But again, Caesars will turn the ball over on downs. That's happened twice now.
And it's twice been to Bernard in the end zone on a little slant route to the inside. First time it was thrown just behind him. Second time I think that was just a touch high for him. You often think as a quarterback you want to throw those low, keep it away from the defender and make your receiver go down and protect them from any hits. But I do think the Caesars here have just gone, it was the same premise as last time. Well, if we turn it over here, the Bulls have still got a long way to go. They haven't shown the ability to drive the entire length of the field yet today. And they're still 2 scores behind on what is a relatively slow scoring team.
you got to be disappointed as an offense when you get all the way down to the 1 yard line and you can't punch it in. I mean, that is a great goal line stand from the Birmingham Bulls defense, and they will take over with Spencer with 2 backs in the backfield, hand off, and this is a new running back who will pick up 6 as the balls come diving in. Finally goes to ground. Get a number for you in a second on that runner.
Trying to have a look, it seems to be 30 something, but couldn't quite.
I think it's 37, Michael Nabago, who is coming at running back.
It was a good run there. For the Caesars, I think they're going to be disappointed if it stays at 20 points for them. You would have thought that 2 missed opportunities on 4th down in the end zone, mid-30s, touching 40 points is definitely a realistic possibility for the Caesars if it all fell their way.
No else in the backfield. I guess he needs a rest after that goal line stand. He was definitely on the field making plays. Spencer with Embargo in the backfield, go play action and over the top. Very dangerous again. Could have gone to any number of Caesars players. In the end, it does fall to the turf.
Couldn't quite get underneath that. He's just dipped underneath the receiver there, the DB. I tried to get hold of it, but it's just hit the floor.
3rd down for the Bulls. 3rd and 5. Still 2 scores down are these Bulls. So, they're still in it. They're holding on. But they've got to start converting some of these 3rd downs. Spencer sees the pressure and will hand it off. Nice hole, and that's a great 1st down. That's great offensive line play right up the gut to convert.
Huge hole there for the running back. Had tons of space to run through, and he's just managed to get straight through the hole there.
Michael in Nabuga gets the 1st down.
This is where I wish we had a game clock somewhere so we knew how long was left. At the moment, we're just guessing.
Motion, Bulls handed off to Nabugo again, who will get met at the line of scrimmage this time. Bulls not showing any real urgency about getting down the field, getting the score.
You would have thought they'd maybe be trying to get to the line of scrimmage a bit quicker, go into a sort of no-huddle offense. You think most teams would have a few plays called up that they can just audible to at the line. But yeah, Nabugo's being a good runner here so far. Just got to try and see if he can break one off. He's clearly got speed through the holes we saw on the previous play.
Where's Jonathan Williams, their number 1? He's not come back on the field. Not seen him in this Q4 so far. He was their big play man when they needed it. And it's a fumble, and Jonathan Nabugo just grabbed his right arm there and just went to ground as the ball came out.
Sorry, Karl, I got excited.
But it looks like he's recovered his own fumble, so the ball definitely came out. You'll see how he... Well, you can't see it, but we're just having a look at a little bit of a replay that we can get a shot of, and he seemed to grab his arm, and then as the ball went to the ground, he seemed to rip it back out from a Caesars player. So, Nabugo will retain the ball for the Bulls, but he will lose yards.
Seems to just pop out. I don't think he quite ever got hold of it properly. And he just popped up and out over his shoulder. Chris Else back in the backfield.
He's had a rest as Elsie's back, so 2nd and 11. Spencer back to throw, and away overthrows the ball. Was trying to get the ball to his wide receiver that time over the middle, but he just couldn't find him. Just was trying to get the ball to Joe Parsons, incomplete.
Andrew Wilkins nearly getting the trio of interceptions on the day. Just out of his reach. A couple of yards deeper, and I think maybe Wilkins would have got hold of the ball there. Seems to be a big change of personnel here for the Bulls. I wonder if this is going to be a punting the ball away situation.
Certainly looks like that. Would have liked to have seen the Bulls driving, you know, for that second score.
Flag down in the backfield now.
Too many men.
Either 12 men in the huddle or delay. We'll see. They've had a couple of delay of game penalties during this game. And it's 12 men in the huddle against the offense. So problems with the substitutions, pushing them back again. 4th and 15. Just those week one niggles. Been lots of offsides, lots of scrappy little penalties.
Yeah, definitely. You always see it in the first week of the season. It's how quickly can you get that stamped out.
Snap is back. Hobbs is trying to block it, but the punter will get it away. It will be... Karl, not again. Well, would you credit that? I mean, it's another muffed return. The Nottingham Caesars are just giving the ball back. That was Courtney Etienne that tries to make the catch and hands it straight back to the Bulls. Well, if you want to make yards, you're a Birmingham Bull. The best thing you do is just keep punting.
Yeah, will they come back out on first down and punt the ball away and hope again?
Yeah.
You'd think Courtney Etienne is going to have experience there. He's played European football. You'd think he'd have experience under the high ball, but seemingly that one's just, I don't know whether it's blown in the wind, the sun's got in his eyes. It's always difficult to tell on those, but Birmingham will be taking over just inside the halfway line. Last time they took over here, they managed to score.
Bulls with a 40-yard gain on a punt. Special team. Oh, it's hit the quarterback right in the head. Well, Gary Spencer didn't see the ball coming, and hit him right in the forehead. Bounces off. We've seen everything now.
Oh dear. That's one where I wish we had an up-close camera. I'm sure you can hear us all in the booth. We're trying not to laugh, but...
I'm not laughing, Gary. I hope it didn't hurt.
Yeah, I couldn't get to snap to save my life.
2nd and 14 after that. So a couple of bungles over the last couple of plays. One from the Caesars, then from the Bulls.
You heard everyone but the centre as a false start. That seems to be the other way around this time.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd and 14. Gary will get the snap under immediate pressure, but does complete it. So, well done, Gary Spencer, for getting that ball away. Oh, incomplete. I'm sorry, that one was incomplete. Trying to get the ball to Nicholas Blinn.
Yeah,
3rd and 14. Sorry, son.
Blinn nearly took the ball in. I think it must have just hit the floor because it looked pretty complete to the pair of us up here, but the official's saying it's incomplete down on the field. And if you're the Bulls, you really want to get at least close to this 4th down. You don't want to have that muff punt again and then turn the ball back over to the Caesars so quickly.
3rd down for the Bulls. Trying to take advantage, and they will hand it off to Chris Else, who finds right hand side still going. Chris Else, he's been an absolute superstar for the Bulls. He's very close to the sticks.
He cleared out the first down marker as he went through, so we're not sure which side of it he'll have been on.
First down. Sorry, Simon. They just signaled
it.
first down. Sticks will move. Great running from Chris Else.
Yeah, really good. Manages to shake the tackle of Wilkins on the edge and just barrel his way forward for a first down. I think neither of us were expecting a 15-yard run there on 3rd and 14, but there we go. The Bulls do pick it up.
They got a fresh set. Spencer will hand it to Else again. At the moment, he is a single-handed wrecking ball up the middle, 4 yards. He is the Bulls' offense right now.
Definitely. We're not sure what's happened to Jonathan Williams here. I wonder whether he's injured. That can be the only thing that I would think of that would mean he's been off the field for so long. Because otherwise, you'd feel he'd be back on the field at some point. But yeah, Chris Ells is absolutely carrying the offense. Spencer doesn't feel comfortable with any of the other receivers. But the ball's still not really going with much speed.
2nd and 7. It's that thing where you got the quarterback running to the sideline, getting the play, then running back into the huddle.
It just takes so long.
Hand off again to Else, and he will try and get some more yards. But obviously, look at the amount of Caesars. I mean, It's not hard when you defence and you have one male. Player goes down on the ground, and this time the referee's just going to wave it off. Number 60 for the Birmingham Bulls, trying to get an Oscar.
It was interesting to see the ball came out clearly after the whistle, because the Nottingham players just picked the ball up and started doing the usual defence of just going to run with it and hope. But the ball is coming out a little bit here. I wonder whether Else's ball security is starting to get a little bit lax as he gets tired. He's had a lot of totes of the ball today. You've got to think he's probably carried the ball north of 20 times, and he must be getting tired by now, playing both ways.
And on the kicking duties.
I forgot he's the kicker as well.
Whistle blows, 3rd and 6.
Clock's still moving.
Taking an age for these Bulls to get these plays off. Play comes in. Trips to the bottom. One single receiver to the top. Trusty Else lined up behind Spencer. Flag will go in on that one. The sack will go. It's Wilkins with the sack, but I think Wilkins will be called offside. He's excited anyway.
Slightly shocking they didn't call unabated to the quarterback there. He stepped through and he was very clearly straight through with no one to block him. Maybe they did snap the ball a touch quickly, but yeah, that's going to be 5 yards for Birmingham. Going to make that about a 3rd and 3. Makes this a much more manageable 3rd down for them, though Else is making most 3rd downs look manageable for them.
Referee checking with his whole crew. And they all say the same thing. It's going to be on the Caesars.
Well, if you're going to be offside, at least go through and put the quarterback onto the floor hard.
And celebrate. See, Wilkins loves to celebrate. 5 yards. You're right, Simon. Bring up that 3rd and 3. Going to bring out the offense back out. To get a score here, it's a respectable scoreline. But you just feel that the urgency with the Bulls, it's just not there.
It's not there unless they're supremely confident in their onside kicking abilities, which I don't think anybody is. You would have expected some more urgency from them, a bit more energy.
6 on the offensive line. Spencer drops back lots of time, gets the ball to Else in the flat, who drags another player bouncing, spinning is Else. Still going. The Caesars, finally all of them arrive to drive him back. Forward progress will give him the 1st down. Again, another great play from Chris Else.
Else is... I mean, we talked about him being basically the entire offence today. Even in the passing game, he seems to be the offence. He's done such a good job there. He's taken that probably 5 or 6 yards away from the 1st down marker, and through a lot of contact managed to turn that into a 1st down. Let's see what the officials are calling. They're calling a timeout for the Bulls.
So they want to stop the clock. We don't know how much time's left. There can't be a lot left, to be honest.
No, definitely not.
Let's have a quick chat about our hardship fund. We know the Caesars and the Hoods before that were a great part of everyone's lives in Nottingham. We want to make sure that players have access to play, regardless of their social situation or their financial situation. So with that in mind, we're fundraising for the hardship fund for when players are in need. And if we raise even more than that, that's just great. It's a way to give back to the club and the community. If you can, donate to the Nottingham Caesars to assist those in financial hardship to play for the club. And you can scan that QR code on the screen and give whatever you can afford. 1st and 10 after the conversion.
I would love to know how much time is left in this game. Obviously, the only time checks we get are the 2-minute warnings, and we've not seen that yet. So, I personally can't see there being more than about 5 minutes left in this game. I really would have thought Birmingham would have been putting the pressure on by now, but they're down to only one timeout as well, because they called that one early in the 3rd quarter. They've just called this one here. So,
yeah, nice spot, Simon.
Clock management, I'm not quite sure what's going on for Birmingham here.
The only time we've seen him with that sense of urgency is when they've been up at the goal line. Other than that, just don't seem to have that, 4-minute, 2-minute drill procedure in place as yet.
wonder whether it comes with time in the season or whether it's just something that they don't do.
Spencer will take the snap on first down. He will drop back to pass. Else will stay in. It's tipped, and now is it caught? They're saying incomplete. It was tipped in the air, nearly caught by Hobbs, bounced into the receiver's hands, but he didn't hold on to it. Wow, could have been anyone's ball on that one.
I feel like he might feel a bit hard done to there.
Jonathan Blythe was the receiver. Just couldn't hold on.
He was petitioning hard to say he'd caught that ball as well. Even so, unbelievable effort to get down towards that ball after the tip. Good concentration.
Jamie White, thanks. Guy Spencer, not Gary Spencer. Tom McCuster, great to have you with us, as Guy Spencer rolls out and will keep the ball himself, and he will pick up 4 or 5 yards, taking what the defence gives him, trying to get in the end zone. Tom McCusker says, used to love the Hoods games at Harvey Haddon Stadium. Remember those, Simon?
I'm not sure I was alive at that point, if I'm honest.
They were great times. American football used to get huge crowds down, and Nottingham Hoods were one of the high-profile teams back in those days. 3rd and 7.
Interesting to see Spencer run with the ball there. I think that's possibly the first time we've seen it
What's that?
all day. Let's see what we've got here from the officials.
Is it a 2-minute warning?
Yeah, I think that is the 2-minute warning.
And this is what we've been talking about. The Bulls might get a score and pull within a score if they're lucky, but just not come fast enough for them. But they've shown they can move the ball, especially with the running of Chris Else.
You would have thought, particularly with how Else has been running, and I know it's going to tire them out, that you just get him up to the line and get what you can for him. It's been really difficult for the Bulls today to move the ball, but I'm surprised they haven't done it quicker.
I want to tell you about the pizza box when we get a chance. One of our key sponsors this season. We'll come back to that in a second. 6 men on that line of scrimmage for Spence. Else is in there as well. Else will take the ball, hit by Wilkins, and just bounces off him and another man. That takes some strength, I tell you.
Great.
Wilkins is a great tackler.
Great
And
running by Else there.
Chris Else with another fantastic run. Been an absolute highlight. Moves the chains again. 1st and 10. They can, if they get down to the 1, get a fresh set of downs without having to go into the end zone. We're inside the 2-minute warning now. The Bulls trying to get closer. Spencer drops back, pressure coming, incomplete. Now, it was actually, went straight into the arms of a defensive lineman for the Nottingham Caesars.
Yeah, Karim Handy, number 93 there. I'm not sure he'd be expecting the ball to go that low towards him.
Used to play running back, did Handy. But wasn't expecting, as you say, to have to do running back duties on the defensive down. 2nd and 10. Spencer runs back in. Is it me? It's a lot of running back and forth, isn't it, when you're a quarterback? And you run to the sideline, then you run back in.
But you don't normally run during the play, so I think you can allow it.
So cruel to the running backs you are,
I
Simon.
was a defensive lineman, I have to be.
Trips to the bottom. Else in the backfield. Spencer will drop back looking for the slant. Picked. Interception down the sideline. Now cutting back inside. That is Mickey Fisher. Watch out. Block goes in to the 20. And he will be snagged there. Flag down on the return. Mickey Fisher with the interception.
Not entirely sure what happened on the return there to put the flag out, but Mickey Fisher stepping straight through underneath the receiver. Spencer could do nothing about that. Oh, there was a big clear out block by one of the Bulls players at the back, and the helmet's gone flying.
So we think it's probably going to be pulled back on the hold. And it is, but the interception will stand, which shuts down that drive from the Birmingham Bulls. Caesar's offense will come back out on the field. Alex Baldwin now just with the job of getting them safely to the end of this game without giving anything up.
You feel like they can probably kneel the game out here. I reckon there's only about 60 seconds left. Bulls with only one timeout. They might run it just to try and get a bit of synergy going between the offensive linemen. But I think that was the nail in the coffin for Birmingham there.
Bulls with one timeout left.
Yeah, just the one timeout left, I believe, for Birmingham.
They give it to Pugh. Pugh will get hit and stagger forwards. Sorry, not Pugh's wand. Robert Wands. Doesn't look like the Bulls are going to call that timeout. Clock ticks, no gain.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Caesars are running the ball here rather than taking a knee and just making sure the game gets sealed out.
Robert Wands again ploughs into the back of his offensive lineman. Everyone gets up. That's good to see. Wands picks up 2 yards. Let's tell you about Pizza Box quickly. This whole stream is sponsored by Pizza Box. They've been great. Nottingham's finest wood-fired pizza. Event catering tailored to your needs. Weddings, birthday parties, hen and stag do's, festivals, any other celebrations. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, and at www.thepizzabox.uk. Check them out if you love wood-fired pizza, and thank you to them for sponsoring the game today. 3rd and 7. Caesars will hand it to Wands again, who will scamper his way to the edge. It's not Wands, actually. That one is Sam Fraser. He'll get the first down. Interesting, he goes out of bounds. Just doesn't want to run the clock down.
I mean, I think if you can guarantee, if you're just a touch short and you think stepping out will give you that first down, take the first down, really put the nail in the coffin here. I don't see how Birmingham can get the ball back unless the Caesars fumble it in some way.
Fresh set of downs for the Caesars, looking to run out this clock. Alex Baldwin at QB to end the game, and he'll go under centre this time, maybe to take that knee, as you say. Big 75. Turns to the ref, says he's going to take a knee. They shake hands, and that, by the looks of things, is going to do it. As the Nottingham Caesars are going to come out winners in this one. 20 points to 8. Your reflections on the second half, Simon?
I think Baldwin did a good job. He stood in under pressure and delivered a couple of good throws. I think they'd be disappointed overall with the points total. 20 points. Birmingham did a good job getting down the field to score their 8 points. Again, I think Birmingham might feel a little bit underrepresented with only 8 points. Chris Ells had one hell of a game for the Bulls. And you've got to say, Nottingham are setting themselves up to do well in this division, but it will be how they do against teams like Leicester that really decide it.
Now the next home game for the Nottingham Caesars is an old rivalry between Nottingham and Leicester. That game will be on the 4th of May. So join us for that. That's at the Nottingham Caesars, but it's actually quite a late kickoff, so that'll be fun to see. We might be joining you for that one as these two teams line up. It's been great having you with us, and thank you so much for joining us here at the David Ross Sports Village in Nottingham. Plenty more football to come. If you're around the area of Nottingham, come down and watch the under-19 teams. The Nottingham Caesars play the Sandwell Steelers. If not, sure you can catch another stream somewhere around British American football. It's been great to see you for this initial kickoff team. Enjoy yourself, Simon.
Hey, it's been a great day. Great to see adult football back in Britain after a long winter off.
We are back. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon here from the David Ross Sports Village. Take care and bye for now.